Yes, we're it's back to Man's Gender Podcast number 26.
26.
We're on 26. Yeah, we're doing a Lex and Connor episode.
Yeah, dude, it feels weird. I feel like because we've never done one of these just us.
Yeah,
like I used to do one with just Clint.
Yeah. What was that like? What?
It really was like I know how we make fun of you for like we call you Opie.
Yeah.
It really felt like I was like he would bring up a subject and then he would talk about it and then I would just be like, oh yeah, like okay.
Oh, I thought I was gonna take the. Oh,
it was great because it allowed me to be the wait for him to wait for a pause in the.
Yeah, you could be the Zach Amico, just fucking, just wait for my chance and haha punchline. Yeah, guys.
Fuck you guys. Yeah.
I was just wondering what that was like. Is that like a two bears one cave situation where Tom's like, okay,
okay,
all right,
and then Bert's like.
Dude, that's my favorite thing about watching that podcast because Bert just like loses his shit at his own shit. You know, he just loses it at how stupid he is. You know. Anyway, so I wanted this. I was gonna start off with a fucking gripe, dude, because so I really like this place called Jimmy's Pita and Pokey. All right, it's by my house. I love Pokey, dude. Pokey's like one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite pastime. Clint has baseball. I have Pokey. All right. Like I love tuna. Fucking yellowtail, dude.
Right.
Aloha tuna. Other tuna.
I was like, you're just saying other things with tuna.
I love all kinds of tuna.
Okay.
And the fucking salmon. Anyway, I love Pokey and I do. So where I go to, like, there's this fat as shit girl. Right, this girl who's fat as shit who works there, who's actually super cool because it's like she knows to hook it up.
Right,
she hooks it up. She makes it as if she was making her own. You know, she makes it with love. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I want that girl every time. And how would you rate that?
I'll go 3 on that.
Okay, all right, low hum.
Yeah, dude. Get the reps in.
Yeah, get the reps in. And so I was going to buy a bowl for Audrey, my girlfriend, and she loads her bowl up, right? And Audrey's one of those annoying people who gets every single thing on it, and they have to like cinch it shut with like fucking grip it closed, you know?
It's the person who gets double everything at Chipotle.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Always double wraps it on purpose. You know, it's like why?
I double wrap it on purpose. I think you could look at me and see that I double wrap it on purpose.
I wasn't quite doing the look, but I was like, am I talking to a fellow here?
Well, yeah.
So she hooks it up for Audrey, and I'm like, nice, it's gonna be tight. I see behind me like this hot girl walks in, right? And then the fat girl, she was like, oh, hey. And I realized that they're friends. And so she hands off like the duties to like this dumb college kid, basically, like this just dumb bro.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, like there's a collection of just bros that work there and then like ugly girls. It's just bros and ugly girls.
Curious.
You know what I mean? And I don't know what the dynamic is. I don't know what Jimmy's thinking, you know, but like that's
Jimmy's
just
got
what
a plan for everything.
I guess Jimmy's got a plan for everything. And comes in and I noticed that while I'm trying to like talk to the bro and like make my bowl, which first of all, like he doesn't hook it up. He's thinking like, oh, like diet, gotta hit the gym, you can't go too high on the macros, you know?
Right.
And he's like doing these little baby like 2 cubes of fucking salmon per. I'm being facetious.
No, but
like,
still,
and just
I can see it right now.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And also, like, he's not hooking it up, and he's not paying a single fucking thing. He's not paying attention to a single fucking thing I'm saying because he's looking at the hot girl the whole time. Like 7 times, he was like, "What was that? You want the seaweed salad on it?" Because I literally caught him going like, "Yeah, all right." And it was just like, I want to be like, "Hey man, can you fucking make my bowl, please?" You know?
Also, the faster he makes your bowl, the faster he can ogle her, and whatever on his own time.
Yeah, you think that he want to make it faster?
Yeah.
I just can't fucking stand that, dude. And I can't stand when there's not a uniformity for what they like, how they make their food.
Oh yeah,
you know,
dude, it drives me insane.
Just make like how the fat girl makes it. Oh, and he fucking drenched it in sauce. Like you can get a trifecta, so it's like got a spicy mayo, like this kind of eel sauce, and like a house sauce.
Okay,
but it's primarily sugar in those things,
right?
You know,
that's what makes the sauce so good.
That's what makes the saucy sauce.
It's the drugs.
It's the drugs in it. It's the fucking pure sugar. And fat girl, ironically enough, she knows what ratio is. She knows like you need lots of food. Little bit of sweetness to it. You got to be able to see the food you're eating.
Right.
And this dude fucking drenches it in spicy mayo and fucking house sauce and eel sauce, and he makes it like a fucking pokey soup, dude. It's disgusting.
That does sound disgusting.
But I ate the whole thing.
Of course.
So, yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna?
I spent fucking $16 on it. I'm not gonna not eat it.
$16? Oh, well,
I spent a lot of money on it.
A lot of fish.
I did. Yeah. It was tip day.
Oh, tip day.
I had to.
Oh yeah.
Threw my cash down. I was like, bitch, make it.
Bitch ass.
Rogan. Bitch ass Rogan.
Bitch ass Rogan. I'm glad that we're keeping that, like the continuity of that.
Bitch ass Rogan. No, yeah, dude. I was talking with Clint about our inside jokes, you know, and I'm like, and he was like, we don't really have it. So I was like, yeah, we do, dude. We got the Rogan. We got fucking. Did you come?
Did you come?
Yeah. Did you come?
I don't remember this one.
You don't remember this one? Oh, maybe this was just a canceled one. But did you come?
No.
You just asked somebody like, hey, did you come?
That is amusing to just spring on someone in a social interaction to be like, hey, wait, but you came, right?
Yeah, we'll do the thing where we'll pretend like, oh, I forgot to ask you did you come? Like we'll do it for so long and just be like, oh, did you come? And then what is it? Oh yeah, go wrestle your dad.
Go wrestle your dad. That's a new but good. Good. Fucking he gets on base.
Yeah, he gets dude. I can't believe the last episode. I almost choked.
Dude,
I almost choked on fucking cashews and fucking like Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, dude, I know we're not supposed to do this, but if you're listening to this, I guess whenever this gets released,
yeah,
stop. Go listen to the last 5 minutes of the previous episode because holy God, is it great?
It was too good.
Yeah,
it was too good. I feel like this is the thing about Clint. I feel like we do kind of go pretty hard on Clint for being less than intelligent of an individual, you know? We go kind of okay. Let's be fair. I go hard.
Yeah,
on
I was
him
gonna say.
Yeah, I go hard on him.
But, I'm too likable for that.
But you're right. You got the likable face. But it does sometimes feel like if there's one thing that he knows, it's comedy, right?
Yeah.
And he will go the extra mile to make it funny. I feel like with the way that he fucking sniped that dude, I feel like he was waiting for that.
Yeah, dude, he was setting it up the whole time of like talking about, oh yeah, well, bringing up baseball back around so that someone would say something. Mm-hmm. See, I don't know. Well, I think also
just pour a little kombucha in this Jameson. See how that is.
Booch in your Jamo?
Booch in the James. Booch in the James. It's another radio show that we're starting.
Yeah, yeah. Our radio show is going to be Booch in the James.
No. Ooh, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Terrible idea. That's not good. I think it needs more Booch.
I think the Booch is what's doing it wrong.
No. Oh, you're right. The Booch.
It's the Booch, dude.
It's the Booch. Fuck.
I was like, also, like, who are we kidding with the Booch?
I don't know. It's all sugar. It's not good for you at all. No, I mean like it tastes good, but it's not good for you.
No.
Speaking of good for you, this Swiss is good for you. Yeah, buddy.
Sorry, no, I was just laughing at the fact that I clipped the tablecloth into the cooler, and then I started moving it. I almost ruined our whole set.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah. I started to pull it, and I was like, oh, this whole thing is going down.
Dude, it would have been awesome. Would have been like turned into like a shitty magician's podcast. Just like, no, it's over. I'm a one-trick slick Rick, dude. Rich Gary, hope you found the mounts. They're in the bag. You send 2 separate messages. Look in the bag.
Look in the bag.
Oh.
Fucking Richard.
No.
No, but I can relate to the. Obviously, I've never been to this particular poke place, I suppose. But
I shouldn't have name dropped him, by the way.
why not?
That's true. Nobody listens.
I was like, are the 40 people going to swamp them? Sorry,
They're
the
gonna
34.
Yeah, they're gonna flood it. I'm gonna overwhelm that fat girl, give her a heart attack. She's like, I can't make it anymore.
Or she's going to become a local celebrity because everybody enjoys it.
Oh, local celeb. She's like, she hooks it up.
She hooks it up.
Hooks it up.
Dude, I guess the closest thing I can relate to that is fucking Chipotle, where you go in and, sometimes it's just like so frustrating when you get like, sort of like you said, or I guess bros tend to hook it up.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you get like a tiny man or woman, like just a skinny, small
like
man
a
or woman,
feeble individual.
yeah,
Someone
who looks like they've never seen milk.
Real. Yeah.
They will take the scoop.
Yeah.
They'll get half the spoon.
Yeah.
And then just toss it on, and you're like, no.
Yeah, and they'll do it lazily,
Do it again.
like they're like, I don't even know if I should give them this much. Like, just,
I'm okay when they do that with the rice, because honestly,
Yeah.
the rice is just filler.
Yeah.
But if you do that with the chicken, if you get half a scoop on the chicken and then you dare to look me in the face and be like, are you done? I was like, no, you're not done.
Yeah.
Go back there.
No, you're not done.
Go back there and put the real amount of chicken on.
I will eat your grandma.
Dude, my favorite fucking quote. Dude,
That's my favorite quote from you.
I love threatening to eat people's family members because it's...
Eat your stepfather.
And they're like, wait, actually.
Like, what?
I feel like most people would jump at someone killing their stepfather via cannibalism.
No, dude. Another gripe. I fucking I love me some fish. I love me some scooshy. I love me some scooshy. And we went to this place where we heard that they have really huge cuts of fish for nigiri.
Oh, okay.
You know, Shogun Sushi.
Yeah, Shogun. It's actually right over there.
Yeah, and they have huge cuts for sushi, like enormous. Like what you think about for nigiri, little piece of fish,
Yeah.
like quadruple that. It's a blanket of fish.
Right.
Like the rice is just chilling and sleeping underneath, just staying warm. Like, like good fucking luck picking that up with your chopsticks and dipping that in soy sauce. You're losing everything. You're losing the house, the family, the car. You're fucking dumping it all in there,
Right.
dude. Like you can't even get the chopsticks around this mountain of fish,
Dude.
much less scoop the smaller bed of rice underneath it. You know, it's impossible.
Dude, I say nigiri, you gotta palm those motherfuckers.
Oh,
house it.
right, yeah. See, I'm civilized, so I don't do that. Yeah, I can't say that with a straight face. I thought about it, but like we're also sitting at the sushi bar, right?
Oh,
So I'm
yeah,
like
you
right
do
there,
that.
and I don't want to bring dishonor to them.
Well, yeah, but that's the best thing about Shogun is that they have the little booths. Mm-hmm. So you got to go with like 6 people, and then they'll give you one of the private booths.
Yeah,
Fucking anything goes in there.
yeah. Anything you say?
Anything.
Ooh, anything?
No, Jesus.
But I didn't roll an R or something, you know. I said anything. No, dude. The gripe that I have though is that the food, and I also had a Las Vegas roll that was incredible, dude. It was normal Las Vegas roll, tempura fried on the outside, right? This one was sesame fried. So it had like warm sesame seeds around the rice on the outside, like a crust of sesame seeds. It was fucking phenomenal.
That sounds fantastic.
Not too much cream cheese, just enough cream cheese, because normally people like fucking will splooge on it with cream cheese. It's not good.
In a Vegas roll?
On a Vegas roll, yeah. There's a little bit of and it was salmon, yellowtail, and tuna in the middle, like a perfect like 3 little colors. You
Right.
know? It was so good. Service was fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
So dog shit. It was so bad. Like no one would look you in the eye. Like not even like an Asian, it's disrespectful thing. They don't look each other in the eye. Like nobody would fucking look anybody in the eye there. And I'm not trying to be
not a racist thing.
No,
but.
no. And also there was only one Asian guy that was working there.
Right.
But nobody came over to get us our water. Nobody came over to take our order. Like eventually 20 minutes later, like the white sushi chef, which that's the guy you want. No, he's just like, I can take that for you. It's like, oh, can you? All right, here you go. Make it snappy. Like he was just so lazy.
Dude, there's nothing more frustrating than a place that like you just enjoy the shit out of the food, but then you're like, I just can't actually do restaurants here.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
The behavior of being at a restaurant is, you sit down, you order, they come back, they ask you about your drinks, they do whatever.
Right. Yeah.
The normal process, they bring you the check, you pay.
Yes.
You tip them. It's so frustrating because there's a place out on the east side that, again, like food, fantastic. It's actually oddly enough another sushi place. Food is fantastic, but like 2.
It was like a 1.
Wow.
If I could rate myself, I'd give myself a 0.
You gotta Gillis. What? Gillis?
What?
You gotta stop.
I didn't say I didn't go like cha. I didn't do a hard cha.
That's true.
I
That's
just
true.
went.
That's the best part is that, like, I don't know why, but I feel like because they're, I guess, doing fine, making fun of Japanese people is nothing. Like, nobody gives a shit about Japanese people. Yeah.
They don't care. Like, just with, like, Black Lives Matter, no one asked white people to speak up for them. They don't want it. They don't want anyone to speak up for them. Yeah. Like, we know them so well that we know that they do that. Like,
well, that's just the thing, right? Is that any Japanese person would be like, oh, yeah. Like, I definitely had, like, an uncle that was like,
yeah.
like, yeah, of course.
Like, that's Uncle Ichiro. Like, everyone has that uncle. You know?
Of course.
And I got a fucking Uncle Bruce that's gullible as fuck when it comes to phone scams. He lost $100,000. That's what white people do. They're fucking gullible as shit. All right?
I'm sorry. Your uncle lost $100,000.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not go there. Hey, don't get all racial with this, all right? This is my white uncle that we're talking about.
It's like, your dumb Mick uncle.
Nah. Nah. My uncle's a good guy. He just, he got swindled, dude.
Dude, that's the funniest thing. I just saw this. I don't know if I saw it or heard it on a podcast or some shit. But there's a guy who has been like tricking women into.
Oh, the Tinder swindler?
Yeah.
That
shit is funny as fuck because, again, like, that doesn't feel like I know that he's facing whatever fraud charges or some shit, but I'm like, that doesn't feel like a crime. People are stupid.
Yeah.
That's your money. I argue that's your money.
Yeah.
If you text someone, hey, I need 10,000 or 100,000 in some cases dollars.
Yeah.
Because my enemies are coming after me.
Wait, did he really say shit like that?
Yeah.
I have many enemies.
Yeah, I've got so many enemies because I'm a billionaire. And they were like, well, obviously that's true.
Right.
I'll give you $10,000. Like, then you're an idiot, and congratulations, you have 10,000 less dollars now.
I feel, well, because there's no law for emotions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just like, these are things that happen and people are like, he fucking did this. It's like, you're fucking stupid. Like, you handed over money to him when he asked for it. That's not technically against the law.
Yeah. Dude, you do that with fucking, or not in the 10,000s, but like, homeless people do that all the time. They're like, hey, like, need food, please help. They're using it for drugs. Dude, you don't care.
Yeah, I never get home and feel that my wallet's out and go, hey, what the fuck? Like, knowing full well that, like, I gave him money, I never go like, hey, that guy wasn't spending that on a fucking sandwich. Like, I never go, I never think about that. I know what he's spending it on. I have my doubts, and I'm like, but I hope for the best.
Dude, the funniest fucking thing with homeless people, though, is when you try to hand them, like you try to hand them food instead. And they're just like,
oh, dude.
They're like, fucking, fuck you.
All I remember is, I think it was a scene from the first Scary Movie, you know, where they're spoofing, like, all those high school movies and stuff.
Right.
And, like, the hot girl's, like, walking by, and she's supposed to be, like, all perfect, and a homeless guy walks by. He's like, do do you have any change? And like, here you go. Here's the sandwich. I wanted change, you fucking bitch. Like throws it at her. Like that's how I feel when I see like some homeless people. I'm like, it's not gonna matter because what they need, they don't want.
Yeah, dude. I saw it. What is it? When I lived in Tempe, I shockingly enough went to a McDonald's, and on the corner next to the McDonald's, there was a guy who was just like, hungry, anything helps, is what his sign says. Mm-hmm. Right. And so I bought like an extra.
Man, that sucks. I'm not all that hungry right now.
I bought like an extra fucking McDouble. I was like, God
I'm such a piece of shit. I'm such a piece of shit. Like, I'm living pretty large right now.
Like, I don't know. And so I was like, yeah, fuck it. Right. I bought like an extra like McChicken or whatever, McDouble. And like bring him like a sandwich or two. Mm-hmm. And I go to hand him the bag. He's like, oh. I was like, oh, I saw your sign. I was like, hey, just a sandwich in there. He's like, okay. And I was like, even if you're scamming for drug money, like a sandwich is a sandwich, dude. Don't be weird.
Yeah.
And like he was like, oh,
like
whatever.
I'm not hurting for anything, but when a friend comes up to me and gives me free food, it's the best fucking day ever.
Dude, if somebody hands you a burger,
I can't imagine if it's your life on the line.
Dude, it was so weird how snooty he was about getting a burger. I was like, dude, granted, it's $1. He was like, he probably wanted the $1.
He probably was like, unhealthy McDonald's is for you.
I love the idea that
you could give me a fucking In-N-Out or something, man. Come on, no trans fat. That's all I want. Dude, what if he was like concerned about trans fat?
Trans fat's you fucking booting heroin, and you're like, oh, okay.
It was like, well, I mean, I could do it. It doesn't have any trans fat.
There's no. It's non-polysaturated fats.
Yeah. I don't do any of that mono-unsaturated stuff. Only poly-unsaturated. What the fuck?
Yeah,
ever.
I don't know.
No one knows the difference between any of them.
And people who pretend to know are douches.
Or
what?
Fuck, you're right. Nah, at one point I did know. I think it's mono-unsaturated.
Yeah.
The bad ones you never want.
Well, yeah, it's like you don't want, I don't know, long chain fatty acids. You want short chain fatty acids.
Right.
Yeah,
or
obviously.
branch chain amino acids.
Oh, yes, of course.
No one knows what those do.
No one knows what any of these things
I don't know what those are. No, I don't know.
I don't know now, and I won't know later.
I never took them. You know why? Because I had steroids to take. I would bet money that those do better than branch chain amino acids.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, okay. I guess this is something that I thought was, speaking of steroids, right? Something I thought was strange with, just growing up, was the point at which the gym became like the place you hang out. Mm-hmm. Like people were like, oh, like it was like 15, we were like playing video games and whatever, but by like 16, 17, everybody was like, oh, like it's 8 in the evening, and like, oh shit, what's up? And they're like, you want to go to the gym? I'm like, fucking no.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean, dude?
I was never part of that crowd.
Really?
Because like what I feel like kids are doing is like they're testing new things to do.
Yeah.
And they're testing like who the friends are, like to. Or whatever, and you're just like, yeah, does somebody have weed? And you're like, fuck yeah, best day ever. And you go and just smoke weed in a fucking parking lot.
Yeah,
that was cool. And then there were some kids that went to the fucking gym at 8:00, and like some of them worked out. Then most of them were just fucking around and staring at all the other girls in there.
Dude, yeah, almost all the time that I went like with my friends to the gym, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna
one of those Gouda.
I mean, eyeing it up.
Which if you were a betting man?
If I were a betting man, that would be Gouda.
All right, let me get some goods.
Or maybe it's Havarti.
God damn it!
It's hard.
If this is Havarti,
it's hard to tell.
Is it Havard to tell? Sorry, when you were at the
no, it was just like these kids.
That's Havarti.
Of course, it's Havarti.
God damn it! It's not that bad.
Nah, it's Havarti's a super mild cheese.
Oh no, I think that's Gouda.
I'll be honest, I couldn't tell the difference.
I knew you were bullshitting. I knew it.
I just know the names of cheeses. That's definitely a sharp cheddar.
That's a good cheese.
And that's a Swiss.
Oh, for people who can't see. Cheese plate, dog.
Fucking fancy over here.
Fancy.
No, but these kids would go and they would be like, oh, I spent an hour on bench press. It was like, no, you spent 45 minutes texting and talking with your friends, sitting on the bench where people wanted to use it.
Yeah.
And then you eventually, you each did,
you got
3
bored.
reps and then left. You'd spend an hour on bench. I would have people like, oh, yeah, I did 35 minutes of abs. I was like, no, you did 5 crunches. You just spaced it out. Every 7 minutes, you checked your phone and scrolled through Instagram.
It's always a weird thing when they add time, like the amount of time that they did something, when it's not measured in time. It's measured in reps. It's I'd be impressed if you're like, in 45 minutes of bench press, I did 150 reps, because once you get to the upper reps, that becomes more plausible that you only were able to do 150 in 45 minutes, because you need a lot of recovery and shit. But when you're just like, I was on the calf raises for 32 minutes. No one's impressed by that.
You're like, just go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, dude. Is
calf
your thumb
raises.
sore?
Yeah. Is your arm tired from pushing the thing away from when you have to... Or I guess it depends on how you do calf raises.
Oh, that's true. It's like, do you have the fucking other, your friend's dick sitting in front of you, or do you have your friend's dick in front of you right here when you move it to the side, and then you can go up and down? Are you visualizing this?
I'm getting it.
Okay, so you got the one in front of you.
Yeah.
You got your knees underneath it, and then you got your friend's dick right here.
Yeah.
Then you move that dick out of the way.
Yeah.
Right. And then you got the other one where you put your shoulders underneath the pads, then you get your friend's dick in front of you right here.
Right.
Dick pointing right at you.
Right.
And then you got to go, get out of the way, dick. And then you move the dick out of the way, and then...
I was thinking...
And then when you're done, you're like, all right, come back here, dick. Get this dick back in the way.
Yeah, I need this dick back over here.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the other one where you grab kind of 2 heavy dicks in each hand.
Right.
And then find
Which one's that?
Well, wait for it. Oh. You gotta get heavy
It sounds
dicks.
familiar. I'm getting memories in my hands. I feel like I remember feeling this.
Well, so... you could find if there's platforms for doing squats or not squats, fucking, what is it, clean and press and shit. There's a little lip there. You put your toes on the top of the lip.
Yeah.
And hold the dumbbells, and then you just do your calf raises.
Oh, right, yeah.
In which case, there's no dicks in front of you. There's just dicks in your hands.
Right, just big fat dicks in your hands. Yeah,
dicks.
Yeah, really heavy dicks.
Anything is dicks when it comes down to it.
See, the thing about those calf raises is that those don't actually work.
Oh, really?
They're not really adding any weight onto your calves, because your body figures out a way to displace all of the weight. You know what I mean? When you're holding that kind of weight, your body displaces it everywhere else, and your fucking shoulders and your traps and your forearms end up getting worked out more than your legs ever do. Sure, you might feel some soreness throughout where you're you have IT bands and myofascia underneath the surface.
Okay.
It's these weird thin layers of muscles that hold all of your muscles together. But unless you're walking, doing farmer's carries and stuff like that, those muscles aren't really getting activated. You know what I mean? So if you're standing there, yes, there is pressure on there, but it gets displaced everywhere else. And you might feel a little bit of an increase in your calves, but you're not going to feel if you're holding a 75, it's not going to be you have 170 or 150 pounds on your shoulders.
Right.
If you put that weight on top of you, yes, there you go. But if you're holding it down by your side, you're just displacing it everywhere else.
Oh, so you're just using different muscles to hold it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I also made all of that up just now.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. No. So
dude, that's the thing. I will start and talk about it fully knowing what I'm talking about. I lose myself in the middle of it, and I go, I can't get out of this, so I'm going to double down and keep talking.
Yeah.
And I keep talking, and then I go, well, I can just say I made it up anyway.
Dude,
there you go.
The fucking
wasted your time.
The best, I don't know if it's really advice, but what is it? Fuck, we were 7th, 8th grade. one of my friends just started saying like, "Oh yeah," or whatever, at the end of everything he said.
Right, yeah.
And he was just like, "Yeah, no one's gonna call you out if you just go, oh yeah," or whatever, at the end of anything that you say.
Yeah.
And so she'd be like, "Oh man," like, and we were like watching a football game, and he'd be like, "God damn, like Eli Manning sucks," or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
He was like, "Yeah, his fucking passing percentage is garbage," or whatever. I don't know.
Dude, what a way to like get people to lose complete faith in you as a person, though. Like, no one's ever gonna trust what you say if you just give up at the end of everything you say, or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, like, I don't know. Some people might still trust you, or whatever.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. Dude, I find
hate
myself doing that all the time though. With
I
that,
hate that, man.
like I'll start introducing things and just be like, "Yeah, I don't really give a shit about that."
Yeah, I know,
like
dude.
midway through, I'm like, I don't care enough to talk about this anymore.
Like when my girlfriend and I were talking to you about like the online shit that was happening with me, and you're like, these people don't exist in your life. Whatever. Like you're like,
Yeah,
who cares?
who gives a shit?
And I was trying to weigh your I was trying to weigh your word in it, you know. I was really trying to feel it, but then I realized like you truly don't give a shit about that kind of stuff, like about people talking shit about you or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to feel like, but like this is a big deal, and they're like, oh, if this were happening to Lex, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Wouldn't give a shit.
Well, like if somebody was just like, "Oh, hey," like, I mean, I do that with a lot of things. But again, oddly enough, I have my weird moments where I'm like, I do care if it seems like people really intentionally wanted to screw me over on something.
Yeah,
Then I get way too heated, and then talk about it at the worst times. But what?
Like when?
No, just like when I'm unintelligent, like when I'm past the point of being like rational.
Oh yeah.
With like, I've had like, I don't know, 37 beers, and I'm like, you know who sucks? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
shit.
I'm like the same person you said sucked last week.
like, granted, you have 3 problems ever, and you keep bringing them up. And I'm like, yeah, I do. That's
Like, and also we fucking solved this problem, man.
And also, yeah, that's another thing that I think I just have a grab bag of go-to issues. Where I'm like, yeah, this is a problem. None of them are problems. None of it matters, and I truly don't give a shit. But that's just the problem with, I don't know. I just did the thing that you were talking about, where you got into a sentence and you're like, I don't know how to get out of this, and it doesn't really matter.
Or whatever.
Don't
you feel like we take it too seriously just because these cameers are on it?
Yeah. It's
I
very
hate
fucking
it.
weird.
I hate it. Because like I feel a weight. I feel a weight like we're supposed to be saying shit right now, but neither of us really gives a shit what we're talking about right now.
We could talk about fucking anything. We could talk about
anything.
How the fucking, I don't know, Perrier bottles kind of look like Epstein's dick.
And they've
They're kind of egg-shaped. Yeah. I mean, come on. I was like, dude, honestly, we just don't have Clint here so that I could drink while he talks.
No, I know.
So I don't know what to do.
No, but this is good. This will help us grow as podcasters, you know?
Fucking hopefully.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever.
Or
See, 'cause
whatever.
That's the other thing about doing like a 2-person show is we don't have we don't have jumping off points like clips like your mom's house has like clips and shit. And then they also have guests to do interviews and shit. And so if we have neither of those, it's just us shooting the shit, which...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we shoot the shit like
Constantly.
3 times a week. And sometimes you lose shit to shoot, you know?
You lose shit to shoot.
You can't shoot all the time.
No, but that's that is something I will say about the things not being real when they're online. We had someone, I'm going to try to fucking... I'm also very new to describing stories without using anybody's names, but trying to get you to get where I am without them getting
We also
where
have a
I am.
piece of paper right here that you could just write on and tell me.
Oh, yeah. So we have someone we know.
Are you writing upside down? Just write the name.
Well, I'm writing it so you can see it.
I can read upside down, you fuck. Holy shit, what does that say? Okay.
You see it.
yeah.
was like the things that person was saying, or were saying online, it was like about this whole struggle. You're like, it doesn't matter, and each side like catching each other's backs and shit. I'm like, this isn't the fight. And actually, that brings up another idea that I just remembered. But like, these aren't real conversations. None of these people would talk to each other if they were in a room together. No. So who gives a fuck? Yeah. And actually, I learned that lesson a weird, hard way with, there was a guy, oddly enough, that was like calling Tony a piece of shit online. And I was just like, no, you're a piece of shit. No, you went on it? I was that guy, dude. I was that guy. You became the defender? I was like, no, dude, like Tony's cool, dude. No, you're probably not going to see this for a while, so let me just get in front of this. I have no idea what would even possess me. I had like a spat of those, like 2 or 3, where I would go on Facebook. I would just get hammered and go on Facebook and argue. Yeah. And I was like, it seems to be like a pastime of yours. It was. Oh. Thankfully, I just removed Facebook from my phone, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. That's good. But yeah, there was one time I got in a fucking 3-hour argument with someone that Dom knew about gun rights. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was a whole fucking to-do. But a side note, this guy was like, oh, Tony and he had a fucking problem, and I was being a piece of shit to him. Mm-hmm. And then I messaged him directly. I was like, fuck you. I was like, you're a bitch. and then he messaged me back. He's like, you realize you're being an asshole, right? I was like, yeah, no, 1,000%. And then that's so funny. And then he put me on like a couple shows, and I was just like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Dude, you know what's so funny that I realized I do, and I'm glad that we're circling back around to this. But when I was saying that I'm an asshole, like the shit that people say and do to each other online, I do to people in real life. Yeah. Like I am genuinely like kind of a dick to people in real life. Like I have this very weird like dichotomy about my personality. Someone call it bipolar maybe, but I don't know. Some white or whatever. Did you say some white? Some might. I heard white, buddy. Okay. Some white. This whole podcast is white, dude. Right now it is. Usually we have... White now it is? Really, dude? Really? Yeah, dude. White now. Come on, dude. We're trying to be more diverse. Dude, I would argue that we have... Are you hearing that? Yeah. Oh, it's there. It is. All right. It sounded like a river. Yeah, I was like... No, but like... It didn't pop up on this thing. Where I do my absolute best to like try to be cool with everybody. I try to be really cool with everybody. And if there is somebody that I don't like, I try to like not let them know it and just be cool and like be cordial with them, Oh, okay. But then there's this other side of me where I have no problem at all, like letting people know that they annoy the fuck out of me and they need to get away from me, like right now. Yeah. Like there's people who, I don't know what it is. There's just particular people where if they say shit to me, like I will just go, no. I'll just go, no, that's not funny. Why would you say that to me? Whereas most of the time, if I'm like trying to just be like cool with people and like get them to like me and like and let them know that I like them, you're trying like this weird little courting thing all the time, trying to get new friends. But then there's certain people where I don't know what it is. You just make a fucking choice. Like a flip switches in my head, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck if this person's ever my friend, dude. Fuck you. I'm walking away mid-sentence, dude. And I will do that to people. See, I won't do that, I suppose. But that, honestly, that's the other thing, is that is a way more honest way to go about it. And probably a way more healthy way to go about it, because you just draw those lines. I do, I guess, the passive-aggressive version of that, where it's like, or rather, that's another thing, is I will never just walk up to people like that I'm not, I guess, very well acquainted with and just start talking. Yeah. Because that feels crazy to me. Yeah. But I will also intentionally sort of just not talk. Like, if there's someone that I'm like, oh, this person sucks. I figured it out. This person sucks, and like I don't like them or whatever. Like, I just don't interact with them at all. Right. And it does get awkward when that person is like someone that we see all the time and like talk to occasionally.
Yeah.
Because I realized for a while, and I don't know, he might say that, but fucking Nikki Pearls.
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, just fucking nothing. I was like, just okay,
like you don't
whatever.
even try to throw it back at it.
Yeah, like just stonewall and I was just like, that's a piece of shit thing to do.
But you know what? You know why I don't think that it is? Like, why in retrospect it feels like a piece of shit thing as opposed to in the moment? Because in the moment it feels very honest. It feels very just like, hey, just so you know, we are not on the level that you think we are.
Right.
And my action and the things that I'm saying or not saying is showing that clearly.
Right.
You know, it's like, I'm not conversing with you because, like, we don't know each other.
Yeah,
all right?
because
And
we
this
are
is
not on
odd.
this level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is odd, dude. Like, what we're doing right now. Like, the fact that you think we're up here, when in reality, dude, like, I'm looking at you through the window from the back, dude. Like, we're not even in the same room right now.
Right.
I don't know. Did that analogy work?
No, I think it works.
I think
because,
it works. I'm a creeper. And that analogy just fucking...
well, no, but I think I think it works in the sense that, like, you have... I mean, Clint just openly calls people NPCs. He's just like, you don't matter to me at all. Which is hilarious.
And then calls me an asshole for doing and saying the things I do in public. At least I'm addressing the NPCs, dude.
Yeah, dude, okay, well, that's another thing is that, like, dude, it's like I'm playing fucking GTA. Like, the NPCs are talking to each other or just saying shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I don't...
You're just a character on
specifically care-
standby. Like a kid who's playing your character is just fucking getting a snack.
Yeah,
And you're just
I'm
sitting there doing the weird, like, things that on standby.
Yeah, just, like, checking your watch or, like, cleaning your gun or something.
Like a prostitute's walking by, hey, bitch.
But that's the thing, is like, there are those people that, oh fuck, where was I going with this?
NPCs?
NPCs. There are those people that it's just like, the circle of, like, how many people know you and, like, people you've had conversations with or spent
Right.
actual time with is only so wide.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of people that fall into that. It's wide. It's because I'm fat. I get it.
I'm still not to the age where, like, I can just let words go by.
Dude.
You know?
Dude.
Like when
I know that a
When I
lot.
hear duty and wide, I just think like wide. I don't know why I think of wide cock first.
Well, you always think of cock first. So.
Cock first, pussy second.
That is the thing I know about you.
Anyway, wide. What were you saying?
No,
Wide what?
like, so.
Why wouldn't I think of wide holes? Why am I so gay?
Well, I am describing circles, and I don't know.
Oh, right, yeah.
But so, like, you know, there's a set of people that you interact with and whatnot you talk to on a daily basis,
Regular basis, yeah.
And then there's people that, like, are on the periphery of that.
Yeah.
Slightly further out.
Yes.
And then even more so and more so and more so. And then there's people that you see, but you don't know.
Yes.
And I think that your version of that is a little different because you try to bring people into that, like, periphery space.
I like to be in control of who comes near me, you know? Like, because I am kind of like a control freak in that aspect.
Oh, you don't say.
I am kind of a control freak in that aspect. Like I'm selectively open and conversational, you know, with people. Like if I notice something about somebody, like, you know, that I like, or I, you know, so that I'm not jealous of them, or so that, like, I can learn something from them. Like I open myself up to them and I let them fuck me.
Yes,
no,
in your wide hole.
in my wide holes. I open myself and I really try to engage with those people, you know, but like if there's something that I see while I'm on the outside, you know, I start making assessments and I'm like, I am going to control if that person gets to me, because they're going to try to control how they get to me. They're going to try to force their way into my peripheral or into my circle.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like that. I don't like people forcing their way into my circle. Like, you know, I'll say this, Lisa. So Lisa kind of like, Lisa is but like she has that energy about her. Lisa, she's very, what's the word that I'm thinking of? She's just very, very energetic, very just like open and talks to everybody, which
Right.
I'm not opposed to that.
No.
But she, like, I noticed that she was like hugging everybody, you know, and stuff. And I'm not cool with
I
like
don't do
hugs
hugs.
right off the bat, especially with people I don't know, you know. We first hugged like 3 years into knowing each other.
We've hugged.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I try to avoid it.
You
as
didn't
much
know.
as possible.
I'm sneaky. I was sneaky with my hugs, dude.
No,
We were both. I think you were shit faced.
Oh, dude,
you were
I don't doubt that.
You were hammered. But
You're describing
she
Tuesday.
came to me with a hug, and I legit just went no. I went no. I'm like no. Like we can do a bow. I'm like we're
We're not
like,
there yet.
It just caught me like so off guard, where I was just my whole self to her. I was just like no. We don't know each other like that.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
sorry.
you were Seinfeld to Kesha. You were like, no.
Yeah.
You're like, no, thanks. We're
It's like,
good.
no. But can I give you no?
No. Dude, that was another thing. Just speaking of drawing lines, that was great in his fucking documentary.
Seinfeld to Kesha.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking. No thanks. In the documentary, fucking comedian. At one point, Seinfeld's sitting in a green room, and like a busser or something is like, "Hey man, like you're my favorite comedian. Like, do you mind? Would you mind if I got a picture with you?" And he's like, "Not right now." And they were the only two people in the room. Like it wasn't like he was.
Wait, were
interrupting
they
anything.
filming the documentary
Yeah,
though?
so like the camera crew, the way it looks is that like the camera crew's kind of in the hallway and the door to the green room is open, and this guy kind of comes in, like it clearly doesn't necessarily see the camera crew, or maybe he does, but he just goes up and he's just like, hey, like, and Jerry's just like, oh yeah, okay, cool, thanks,
Like kind
at
of doing
first.
the little talk with him.
And then he's just like, well, maybe later. With the picture, when I was like,
like, does he like get his hopes up? He's like, I really like you. And there's like, no.
no, or rather, I think he's pretty straightforward with the just like, yeah, I mean, like, well, now is not the time for that. and it was just like one of those lines that you're like, I'm impressed that you drew it, but at the same time, you're like, what? That would have cost you nothing to give that guy that 2 seconds.
That's true, but I feel like if I was in their shoes and like I had, let's say I was in Nicolas Cage's shoes and I had The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent coming out in April. Like I'm on the movie.
Brought to you by The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Brought to you by The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. But like, let's say if I was, you know, like a Nick Cage type character,
right?
And like I had these people every single place where I go, and they're constantly bombarding me with like autographs or pictures or whatever. Like that would get pretty annoying. And I feel like if you didn't set the precedent, even if like you caught the lightning in a bottle and you saw the moment for what it was, even if it was like the wrong thing on Seinfeld's part or like the wrong thing on the guy's part, even if you didn't end up setting that precedent every once in a while, you just wouldn't have like, you'd have like no sense of self or sanity.
Oh yeah, I think,
you know, because I feel like even if he could have given that guy that thing right then and there, like if he didn't do that, he wouldn't let that guy know. They're like, oh yeah, that's right, he is still a person, and he's kind of doing what these people like have done to me as well. And I'm not nowhere near putting myself on the same level as
you heard
Jerry
this here
Seinfeld.
First. Fucking Connie thinks he's Seinfeld.
Or at the very least, Nick Cage. Look at this hairline, dude. It's fucking going back. Going back, dog.
Going back. Dog.
No, but I feel that from people where they're trying to unnaturally force themselves into a situation that would not have taken place. Mm-hmm. You know, like if that was just a guy, that guy would have just walked by.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But because he is Jerry Seinfeld, he felt like he can do this thing, you know? And that doesn't necessarily seem right. It's just because of this thing that fame where he feels like he can do this thing.
Well,
you know?
yeah, it's also because the guy hears like, and I think it's something that I think everybody at different times falls prey to, where it's like you realize that somebody like you know them better than you know.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Burp through a cashew.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, what was the rating on that burp?
I'm gonna go 3. I usually like them
Consistent,
sharper.
dude.
Yeah, dude. It's a
It was a low
hum.
growl. It was like a hibernating bear. It was like, I'm hungry for... Give me salmon. I need salmon.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, dude.
Give me salmon.
Salmon, my heart.
Salmon, my mother. Yeah. So...
But yeah, people have weird because that guy, right, has heard at that point, right, probably Seinfeld talk about shit. And it's only gotten fucking worse with podcasts and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people creating podcasts, I think very often people are like, "Oh yeah, these are just conversations we're having with friends," and then like they'll reveal details about themselves and whatnot, and
Right.
then people will hear it and then think that you're like, "Oh, like we're good friends," because those are the type of conversations you have with good friends. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird.
I know what you mean by that. Like I definitely hear that. Sorry, I'm trying to not have radio silence.
Not have
while
dead
I'm
air
making
while you're
myself
making your
a
drink. Yeah, no, I can feel it. So no, I'm just kidding. So you're putting booch in it again, dude?
Yes,
Dude, you're booching too hard.
yes. Honestly, dude, straight JMO just fucking it kills me.
Oh yeah, well that's fair. You could go straight.
Oh, something in it.
Fucking Keela.
I want to go ahead and not talk about how I just made that noise.
See, I was going to say, I wanted you to spend the next 30 minutes talking about how you made that noise and why.
I'm gonna take a rain check on that.
That's fair. We'll talk about it after.
That noise was unacceptable,
Well, yeah, because you're a lady.
and that's not allowed on the Man's Gender podcast.
Evidently.
Nor lady noises are
No
they
lady
allowed.
noises.
Have you noticed that I'm talking 2 octaves lower this episode?
Yeah, you're trying to... Hey, girl.
I'm trying to get in them britches, girl. I'm trying to get in that wide open hole, girl. I got that wide cock for your wide hole.
That is actually... that is actually something that I've...
real wide.
I've noticed. We've had plenty of, I guess, diversity, but still only diversity of men.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one line we haven't crossed.
Yeah, but if they're going to get us on a technicality, they're not going to get us on that technicality.
No.
We're diverse.
Yeah.
But you didn't say what kind of diverse.
Well, that's another thing that it just I find it so funny because all of the fucking comments about people even fucking comedy is like a boys club, is like a whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
we did not plan, nor did we endeavor to have a diverse set of guests. We just invited our friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, wait, then it just is diverse by the fact that we all know each other. Like,
yeah. We were going to have a girl on last week, but she couldn't because she was working.
yeah.
So
Same thing. And we would have, I don't know.
we would have transgender comics if there were some.
Oh, well, but now.
Oh, is that too far? Is that too, sorry, is that too far?
I was like, a car? Clip this? Richard?
Buddy? Too far?
No, I was just going to say, I was like, there's all sorts of fucking things, people identifying as things we didn't know about before, but it doesn't really matter to the fact that we know them from sitting at bars waiting to get stage time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just think it's weird that all of a sudden we've seen a lot of people be like, oh, well, I'm X, Y, or Z, and we're like cool, dude.
They're like, I've thought about dick a couple of times. Can I go up? Yeah. That's literally what it is.
And it's like, dude, yeah, who gives a shit? Like, no one.
Whoa.
Whoa. We're still here.
You're good.
I don't know. It's just fucking weird that. I don't know.
No, stay with the thought.
It's weird that the idea that we're somehow exclusive when we're just having the people that we commonly hang out with, and it's like, oh, well, that's weird. Like, no, it isn't weird.
It is so weird. It's weird because, like, I've never felt commented on until we started doing this podcast. You know what I mean? Like, I never felt like people had input on the things that we did until we started doing this podcast. Not that I feel like they're driving our decisions in any way.
No.
But our names are in the ether now. You know?
Well, we did put them on the line.
Well, you know what the fuck I mean.
No, I do.
You know what the fuck I mean, dog.
I do know what the fuck you mean, and I also know that, like, I don't know.
You fucker.
Like we did.
Well, their names are online.
We did actively put our.
We did that
names
like 2006, MySpace, dude.
on a product
Yeah,
that we put out. But I also think that we fucking like it goes back to the same, I guess, duality of the fact that like no one's interacting with this right now.
Yeah, it's true.
So
And it is weird to have us be commented on when we're not, like, you're the ones watching it. We don't have anyone else watching it.
yeah.
You supposedly hate it, and you're the only people watching it.
Oh, also, like, fucking, I don't know. That's also just such a weird thing because it's like when people are like, when people comment about any sort of podcast at all, I'm like, you are, even when they're talking about fucking Rogan, I'm like, you are, in Rogan's case, a couple years, but fucking a couple microphones, a fucking Scarlett, and a computer away from just doing that yourself.
Yeah.
Just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's no barrier to entry here. Just go buy the shit.
Oh,
like
I got lucky with, like, the equipment that we do have. Like, Clint bought some of it. You bought some of it. We all bought some of it. I got lucky with the fucking unemployment.
oh yeah.
I was throwing out billies, dog. I was just throwing out the money. Dude, you remember when I was on unemployment? I was like, you guys want to fucking drink? You guys want to drink? And I was buying everybody drinks. I was like, drinks, dude.
I didn't. Okay, so in all fairness, I didn't think about it at the time, but I do remember times at House of Bards where you were just like, oh shit, like I'm gonna go grab a drink. Does everybody want a beer or whatever? Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I guess,
yeah, dude.
But I was like,
that was the one time in my life where I was like, I don't know what to do with all this money. I can't save it. Why would I save it? I just started buying everybody fucking drinks.
Dude, see, I feel like I'm in the exact opposite position where I'm just like, whenever I get money, I'm like, oh my god, this isn't enough to save. I need to save it more.
Save. Oh yeah,
I need more so I can save it.
No, okay, so we got, hold on, the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, fucking.
Yeah, we went through Nick Cage.
Nick Cage. Comics just identifying just a certain way just cuz.
Well, I think that there's certainly a pressure now to just be like,
which how fucking malleable is your persona that you can just on a whim
super. Wait, what?
Like, how malleable is your persona to where you can just go like, no, I'm gonna change my whole gender identity just so I can go up at an open mic.
Well, so that's the thing.
If that's the perception of what's happening, but it might not, or whatever, you know.
Well, perfect use of or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
don't know. I don't know. Dude, there have been so many times, sidebar real quick, talking about the fucking, like, getting in conversations with smarter people and talking about fucking, like, Russia and Ukraine. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll just say something, I'm like, but I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I'll just say the whole thought and then right at the end just discount it.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, cool. But speaking more to that, I think it also might be our perception of these events.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, it just seems to be filling a void that doesn't need to be filled.
What do you mean by that?
Like, there's no need for, I mean, there's need for more open mics if you have more stage time to give people, fucking give it to people.
Yeah.
Right? But it just feels weird to add caveats to it.
Yeah.
Just do what literally everybody else does, and
it feels
show up, go up.
it feels like almost like a Simon Says kind of thing. It's like Simon Says you have to identify as this, and this, and then you get to be on stage and talk for 5 minutes. Like, that seems kind of weird. Doesn't that also seem like somebody with a mustache did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't also
very
like
short mustache.
You cannot eat, drink, or sleep here unless you have the blue eyes and the blonde hair. You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
halfway there.
it's just like it feels kind of the fucking same.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
I'm not saying that it is the same, but like, you know, you got to realize, at least be self-aware that it appears this way. You know, you can still keep believing in this thing because, like, no one hates an honest racist. You just stay away from them.
Oh yeah.
You're like, at least they're not hiding it from anyone. I'm going to go over here and they get to be over there.
No, that's the other thing is like people who have like swastika tattoos.
Also,
like,
there was a wild thing that I just fucking said.
no,
It's racist.
You made 3 ends of a rainbow there. And I meant that.
Rainbow.
I meant that like you drew the end that this set is on, the end that set is on, and like a different set of thinking that would draw you away from that.
Yeah.
Although I suppose that could be at the top of the rainbow. It doesn't matter. Everything's rainbows here.
Rainbows.
But my point more being...
But only the mankind.
I mean... That's actually another thing that we've asked people to do to listen to this podcast is be like, identify as a man.
Identify as a man.
Yeah,
but we've been doing that ironically.
Yeah,
like,
it's a joke. You know, I weirdly liked the briefness. I'm going to go 5.
Yeah, I feel like we keep getting fucking... Sorry, what were you saying?
No, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but...
God damn it, don't discount it. Believe in it.
Yeah, no, that's
Sit
fine. I'll
by
believe
it.
in it. It's also... Or my thought is, essentially, it doesn't really matter because nothing's being taken away from anybody else.
Uh-huh.
But it's weird. Like, I'm not affected in any way negatively by any of this. Right?
Right, yeah.
But, like, I still do the mics that I want to do. I still, do the podcast. Like, I am not affected at all.
Yeah.
I just do, like, I think it's weird.
Yeah.
But if somebody was like, do you want to stop that from happening? Of course not. Fucking do your own thing.
Yeah.
It's your show. You decide. You're doing the show.
Yeah.
So you decide. But at the same time, I'm like, if you're going to be like, isn't this great? I'm like, no, it's weird.
No.
But that's just basically, I don't know,
Yeah, like if you're...
my whole thought on it.
I
I don't know. I don't know anything.
What do you truly believe in?
Nothing.
That's dangerous.
I know.
You're a dangerous man.
I know.
Is that why you own so many knives?
Well, yeah, because I don't trust anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Certainly don't trust this government.
I do feel like comics tend to not have a like at their core, comics tend to not really have a fully realized belief system that isn't entirely about comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing we have a rigid set of beliefs about
is that
comedy.
like I like you if you're funny. Like
Yeah.
that's most like old school people. Newer school comics such as ourselves are a little bit different. We don't all have that belief. Whereas people back in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, I like you if you're funny. And well, maybe some of the 60s and 70s comics, they were pretty fucking racist, but or whatever. But it works for everything.
Yeah, it does.
But,
it's great.
But like, I find that as a comedian, like your belief systems, you don't really have belief systems. Like they're very loose, if that. You don't find many good comedians who are fully into Jesus. You know what I mean?
No. Oh, fuck.
Or fully into Scientology. Where are all the Scientology comedians?
They're actors because they couldn't write anything.
That's right.
Yeah. No, but the point that you make is good. I forgot who said it. Some comedian. I think it might have been Dan Soder. Who's just like, the people who put themselves in the position of like, oh, I'm going to be into Christian versions of this. Or whatever that is, whatever like religion skewed versions of comedy. They're like,
Yeah.
you've just sort of accepted that there is a limit to the amount of enjoyment you could get out of something. Like the amount of joy you could possibly garner from anything is 5. Whereas everybody else is like, no, maybe it's a 10.
Yeah.
But you're like, no, I'm not willing to risk it.
Right.
I want straight down the middle, boring horseshit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's what I'm signing up for. That's what I like.
Right.
And I think that's the problem that, like, when you venture past 5 or whatever, you get to the point where you're like, 70% of the people may be like, this is great, and 70 or 30% of the people might be like, you should die.
Yeah, I don't like this 5 shit at all.
Yeah.
So you're saying like these people, or most like people like this whole thing, people who are like, say, Christians, or like you're reducing what you could like.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
You're stratifying all of the like
if it ain't Christian and white, I don't like it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're stratifying your amount of enjoyment to this particular lane.
Right. Yeah.
Like you're like nothing's better than bologna and mayo sandwiches. You're like,
I fucking love bologna and mayo sandwiches, dude. With a good American cheese on it, or sorry, American cheese product on it.
Yeah, I was like,
dude.
I think you mean,
dude. A little spicy mayo on it.
A spicy mayo, maybe, but again, like
a Dijon.
Oh,
a Dijon.
But my point is, you're also the type of person.
Oh,
you're not
a good picky. Good pickle on it, dude.
Pickle.
What kind of pickle person are you?
What type of pickled person am I?
Yeah.
That's actually a great question.
This
think about
will
it
define our friendship.
I know, and it's concerning.
Choose wisely, bitch.
Jesus Christ! I feel like I'm.
That was a little aggressive. I'm sorry. Just choose your pickle.
I feel like I'm more a classic pickle person. Bread and butter can go fuck itself.
What is?
You heard me.
I'm sorry. What do you mean by classic?
I don't know, just a normal dill pickle.
Describe your pickle.
I mean, it's not
for the listeners, because I don't know what you mean by bread and butter pickle.
It's not as thick as you might want it. Weirdly.
Well, then I would feel cheated if it wasn't as thick as I wanted it.
I know.
All right.
Everyone has
said that's
that.
how my girlfriend felt. Like, oh man.
It's not that long, not that
not
thick.
as wide as I wanted it.
A real disappointment.
It's long like a pencil, but it's not wide at all.
Call me Lex Ticonderoga Scow. Slamming the cervix, but not much else.
Right down the walls. I'm just.
Woo! I'm kidding. But
pickles.
Pickles. No, your classic deli dill pickle.
Talk about like the circular like crinkle cuts. They look like ruffles.
No, actually, I'm not a huge crinkle cut person. I'm a whole pickle, slice it yourself kind of guy. Then you get to gauge the thickness for what you need it for.
Okay, so you do kind of like the chips, but only if you get to cut it to your thickness.
Yeah. No, I'm a chip man.
Okay,
don't get me wrong.
All right,
but I make the chips.
Okay. Oh, you're the chipper.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're not gonna pre-chip my pickles.
All right, so I'm gonna say you're not a huge fan of Vlasic.
Well, you can get the whole Vlasic in the cup.
Right, you get the whole Vlasic, but like if you're gonna choose between like a Vlasic, Clausen, or maybe like a Famous Dave's, what are you gonna choose?
Actually, of those, Clausen.
Thank you, dude. Oh my God.
It's like,
I literally just swallowed my rage right now. I swallowed it. I was like, oh, dude, you're my friend.
Yeah,
you're my friend for sure. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
I love Clausen. I remember when I discovered, I was like, there's like a whole section of refrigerated pickles no one knows about.
Dude?
Yeah. Like everyone's being fucking dumb bitches and buying warm pickles off of the shelf. Like all these people are crazy.
Yeah.
Like look between the cottage cheese and the cheese, dude. It's right there. It's right fucking there, man.
Dude, yeah, fucking or rather at I can't remember the name of it, but also at fucking Sprouts. It's right next to the tofu, which tofu's disgusting.
Dude, go fuck itself.
I'm kidding, Catherine. It's great.
That's his wife.
No, I'm
kidding. I love tofu.
I don't mind it. But there's this. I forgot the name of the brand, but there is this set of pickles at Sprouts specifically that is next to the tofu. Doggy.
You don't know what it's called?
I don't remember what it's called.
We might have to venture to Sprouts.
We might have to go to Sprouts. I'm gonna gendered on the street.
Man's gendered on the street. Man's gendered on the street. Gendered on the street. I might have to. You're probably gonna have to make us a sandwich one time,
dude. Actually, I've been thinking about that. Where fucking Clint's out here trying to fucking flex on you guys with food. I'm like,
well, here's the thing: is that Clint is good with like good old like American food. Like he can cook you a good steak, he can cook you some good fries, a good burger, for sure. Like we just said, that's another thing too, dude. There are 2 talking points, all right? 2 actual talking points that I forgot about that I wanted to talk about. So was going over to Clint's house, having a nice little buddy burgers. We're just eating burgers and beans and fries.
Actually, fuck yeah, dude.
He likes beans with his burgers and fries.
Dude, beans
Yeah.
Classic addition to anything.
Beans and Franks.
Oh, dude, if you're gonna have a hot dog, you better fucking bake beans on that plate.
Oh but no! Oh, sorry, not Frank's. I was thinking. It was just baked beans with the fucking bacon in it. You know.
Oh, Bush's.
Like Bush's.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Frank's
It's a term that's just fun to say.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, so we were over there at Clint's house, and he was frying up some burgers and frying up some beans, frying up some fries, and he does a good job at like just American food, you know, like
Burgers on the grill, burgers on the stove, burgers on the
He was
stove.
burgers on the stove. He was
Skillet.
made like really flat patties, and then they shrunk up to kind of like this
Yeah,
big, doing double burgers.
There it is.
Mustard, ketchup, cheese. Leave it.
Yeah,
Fucking
classic
scrumptious.
American.
Scrumptious,
Fantastic.
dude. And then we were watching the Genius documentary with Kanye.
Jesus Christ, that sounds amazing.
Dude, you gotta. I'm not a huge fan of Kanye. I only like, like some of his songs and then like one album and like some songs.
I know the album art for one album. I could tell you the name of it, but I do not remember any of his songs.
Yeah, it's Graduation.
Graduation with the like sort of bear
Yes.
with the whatever.
Getting shot out of the mouth.
Yeah.
The wide mouth. Yeah.
Also, fucking Jesus Walks, I think is Kanye, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There it is.
Yes. And
Jarhead. There you go.
it is pretty crazy to see, like, I know very little about Kanye. I know that he was like around in the late 90s, started coming up in like the underground a little bit in the early 2000s, then hit it with College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation. A lot of school references.
references.
Yeah.
He said that slavery was a choice.
That was way later. That was like in grad school that he said that. That was like way later.
Dude, he was interning.
He had the ego going. He's like, motherfucker, I graduated from the bar. All right, I took the bar.
took the bar. Oh shit.
Oh yeah. He's like, I already got my doctorate, motherfucker.
Dude, which hilarious caveat or like side note, I got fucking a little too lit and bought a fucking LSAT prep book like I was gonna go back to law school.
When?
Fucking a couple days ago. It hasn't come yet. I'm worried.
You're trying to like cancel.
No, I mean it was like I don't know, like $30. Who gives a shit?
Dude, what goes through your head when you're drunk? You're just like, I need to.
I'm gonna be a lawyer.
I'm gonna be a lawyer. Who's like, I'm gonna double down on being a lawyer while I'm fucking hammered.
I had a great hammered lawyer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Would it be DUI law that you would study?
Contract. No.
But it is pretty crazy to see, like, him in 2002, before he released anything. He's at Rockefeller Records, which is Jay-Z's label, right? Mm-hmm. Rockefeller Records. And he's producing, like, kind of making some beats for Jay-Z, and he keeps pushing on them. He's like, hey man, I got this shit. Come on. Like, I have this thing, like, I wanna get Scarface, legendary rapper, to like guest on an album. I want to do a verse with you, Jay-Z, or whatever. And no one's taking him seriously. And he's like playing all of his friends. Jesus Walks. He's playing his friends like Through the Wire, which is the song that he wrote, or he rapped after he got in his accident. He's literally like got his jaw wired shut.
Jesus Christ.
After breaking it in 3 places, and he's rapping through his fucking teeth. It's called Through the Wire. He's playing all these amazing, like, Grammy-winning songs before the album has ever come out. Like, 3 years before the album comes out. And, like, nobody gives a shit. Like, they're like, okay, Kanye, you need to leave us the fuck alone. Like, you've been in this office 4 days this week. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know? And they just, like, don't pay him any mind. And then to see, like, the album release fucking at the Grammys for his debut album, he's like, everybody wanted to know what I would have done if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know. And he fucking walks away, and you're like, holy shit, dude. First Grammys ever. He knew he was the best ever. He knew he was the best.
Yeah.
You know? Or maybe he, like, just believed that he was the best, and everybody's like, I guess he's kind of the best.
Dude, see, that's another thing, though, that I think is a good takeaway from that, where it's like,
I'm going to put a nut on top.
you can put a nut on top? Oh, shit. You've made that sound 3 times now. You said you were embarrassed the first time. God damn it. No, but the point you bring up is actually great, where it's like, so many people, if you were like, hey, this is great, right? Are going to be like, nah. Mm-hmm. And you're like, no, it is. So just keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know. I think that everybody in, or actually, I don't know, comedy in particular has been sort of freed by YouTube, where it's like,
that's what we were talking about comedy originally.
Yeah, full circle. Comedy's been kind of freed by YouTube in the sense that, like, for some reason, I don't know why, because he's a fucking nerdy looking white dude. Joe List would never get a fucking HBO, Netflix, whatever hour special. Releases it on YouTube and gets more views than most of these specials
Didn't he get like 8 million already?
I don't know the numbers, but if you're watching this on YouTube, go check.
Yeah.
No, but Joe List is fantastic at this, and I think he, or rather, I don't know exactly the timeline on that, but sort of similar with Schultz, where he was like trying to shop a special around, and they were like, well, it's just no one's gonna buy it. Mm-hmm. But everyone who likes this wants to see that. Mm-hmm. Wants to see people who are good at this doing this. Like, there are a ton of people who think that their job is dependent too, but mainly because you misdirected.
I know. I just didn't want to dirty up the mic.
That's fair. Well, it's your mic. Who gives a fuck?
I almost thought that this was Clint's mic for a second. I was like, no, it's
you're
Clint's
sitting in Clint's spot, but yeah.
Oh, this is his chair for sure. I've farted
That's
this like
Clint's
4
chair.
times already. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Dude, I fucking love it.
You ain't getting that out, Clint. Anyway, what were we saying?
But people genuinely, the fans of this type of thing want to see people do well.
Yeah.
And there are people doing well that the traditional structures or whatnot aren't accepting for X, Y, or Z reason.
Right, yeah.
But if you give it to people to see, they're going to watch it and enjoy it. I guarantee that Joe List has significantly more like ticket sales on the road and engagement with the things that he does from releasing his special on YouTube than someone who released it on HBO because they got some sort of thing for whatever. It's just like those people aren't doing, like, there isn't really a market for it. They think there is.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, well, it's X, Y, or Z. Like, actually, well, I mean, while we're at it, fucking Drew Michael is the, exactly.
Never heard of Drew Michael.
Exactly.
Interesting.
He's at a couple of HBO specials. But, like, he takes himself, like, super seriously. Like, it's all, he's making a point. And he's working in jokes, but he's making a point. And granted,
it's more about the message than the joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the other thing is that, like, again, granted,
there's a market for that.
He's at that point where he is getting paid to do that. So, fucking
let him do it. Yeah.
Go get it. Fucking get your money. Do this.
Yeah.
Live. The
work
dream.
it, queen. Work it.
Work it.
Yes.
You better work, bitch.
You better work, bitch.
Fucking get as much money as you can.
Yeah.
But doing the thing that you do. But at the same time, like, if he put that out on YouTube, no one would fucking watch it.
Right.
Just like if he puts it out on HBO, he gets paid from HBO, which is fucking fantastic. Get your money.
Get your money, queen.
But no one's going to see it. It doesn't translate. It doesn't work. No one's going to subscribe to his fucking Patreon from seeing it on YouTube. No one's going to go see him on the road from seeing it from HBO. No one's going to go see him on the road because he is doing that. Like, there's a limited set of people that are going to engage with your fucking message-driven,
right,
basically one-man show. Mm-hmm. Sure, like, there are people who are going to engage with it. It's not everybody.
Right.
And it's certainly not the people who like jokes.
I feel like, so with that, like, between you and I, we're comedians. You and I both know that the people like the Joe Lists, the Normans, the Schultzes, the Gillises, all those people who are like independently releasing their specials, you know, they are the funniest people coming up right now.
Yeah.
There's the legacy acts, which are, you know, like Rogan, Burr, fucking Chappelle, you know, Gaffigan. There's people who are undeniably legendary acts or legacy acts. Sorry.
They've reached
people that no matter what,
that,
even if they like didn't do stand up for 5 years, if they came back, still big as ever.
They're the
still
Eddie
selling
Murphys
out.
of right now.
But they sure could get any special anywhere they want because they're a legacy act. But like these people who are undeniably the funniest right now, nobody wants to have anything to do with them, which is weird. You know, like Netflix doesn't want to give Norman a special. Norman puts out his shit out to lunch, you know?
Gets more views than most people's Netflix specials.
And Schultz, same thing.
Same thing.
Nobody wants his. He says, fuck you.
To the point where Netflix hires him because it did so well.
Yeah, and they're like, we fucked up, but we're not going to say that, but we're going to give you lots of money for this thing that's not a special. Here you go.
Yeah. It's like oddly like a... Well, I mean, I guess it was more John Oliver like style-esque.
Yes,
like
but it was rapid fire.
Dude,
so funny.
It's fucking like
you couldn't even
1,000
like if you missed
RPMs.
If you missed three jokes onto the one that you if you watch it again, you're gonna get another one that you
could
fucking
watch
missed
each
it.
15-minute segment and find jokes you didn't find.
You know what Schultz's special is like? It's like the movie Airplane. You fucking watch. There's so many things going on that are a joke that you will not catch it all the first time you watch it. Yeah. It's so there's so many jokes.
For sure.
You get on the rewatch, you're like, holy shit, that thing right there, that thing right there. But anyway, so I don't know what it is about like all these specials. Nobody wants to give these people who are undeniable, who are pushing the boundaries. Like Norman, some of the shit that he says, you know, it's like, oh, it's a little crazy, you know. And same thing with Schultz. Schultz doesn't give a fuck. Gillis doesn't give a fuck, dude. Yeah. Which I want to know what Gillis's opening joke actually was on Live in Austin because they cut it.
Yeah.
And then they open on the Rhode Island 12. They got that one. I wonder what his opening joke was if they couldn't put that, you know. So
well, yeah. Also, like I don't know. You see in the short clips from that there are people he came up with in Philly that are doing this, like who are there with him, and the crowd is similar. Whatever coming out of it.
But I find it weird that the people who are like there's a percentage that's like right here who like us at the very bottom, you know, we're 3 years in. And then there's people who are like middles and just starting to headline, and those are people that you like might be starting to notice on social media, like the Tommy Popes, the Chris O'Connors,
David Lucases.
You know, they're hitting the headliner status, but they're not quite to where the Gillis status is, you know. But like those people are like, you know, they're in there, and in that breadth of comic, there are people who Netflix and Hulu and HBO Max are choosing to give specials to because they're like, you're ready. And they give you these specials, right? I've never seen them because I can tell by looking at it, I've never heard of you, you know? And we're pretty well versed in like who's hitting it in New York, who's hitting it in like Chicago, who's hitting it in Austin, who's hitting it in LA. We're like following all of those circles, and you kind of hear like, oh, this person's hitting it, this person's hitting it, you know. But like these people who are on these specials, you're like, who is this fucking person? Never heard of this person. Yeah. And you're like, But then these people who are in that headliner status of like List, Schultz, Gillis, you know, nobody wants to give them any fucking like money. You know what I mean? It's just exposure. It's just like, you know, they have to shop around to fucking YouTube and put it on YouTube and not get any money for it. And then above them are all the fucking huge headliners, legacy acts, people that are always going to get specials anywhere else.
Theaters and,
so I don't understand what it is with this little bit that's in between, you know, who like, it's almost like, I don't know, maybe I'm going a little too crazy with it. Maybe I'm going a little too Kanye with it right now. Man, it's like people don't want to see me shine, man.
Right.
I'm getting a little too crazy. A little too worked up. The people in the in-between, it's almost like they're holding them back almost intentionally, you know, to see if they have what it takes to get to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see if they can cut it in this little in-between phase.
Actually, that the way that you described it is actually sort of fantastic because it really does go to show that they think of, or rather, the people who are the uncreatives that are trying to just capitalize on the money part of it are trying to sift out what they can make money on right now. Which might be the person who's fucking 5 years in, but they're like, they fit like
a demographic.
Yeah. Let's try to get that. Let's try to get this. Let's try to do that.
Like we need a bisexual male who immigrated from Greece.
Yeah. They're
who
like,
also happens to be black.
if you can find that, that'd
if
be
you
great.
can find it. Fucking,
but that's sort of the same thing that we said about fucking Manny, the like Exodia of
the Exodia privilege.
yeah. Where it's just like they crave, like they would love what they think Manny is.
Yeah.
But they would hate what Manny
Exactly.
is.
Manny on paper, amazing. He's incredible. In real life, you're like, oh shit, dude. Oh, no. But they hear Manny talk.
Manny in real life, we're like, what is up?
Oh, dude.
No, but I think that that is also sort of patronizing where they're like, we're trying to make a quick buck on people who we're going to thrust forward.
Yeah.
To try to, like, it doesn't matter how they're actually doing. We're going to thrust them forward. It'll be fine.
Here's the thing. With those people, it's giving the people who only fit the part because of, like, how they present themselves and, like, what they represent. Those people are getting improperly rewarded for none of the talent, you know? Like, sure, they do have a little bit of talent. They have some jokes that fits in with the narrative of the people who like that. You know, people who like seeing the bisexual Greek immigrant black people, you know, people who like that. You know, it fits in with that, but there's not so much of the talent, you know.
But they're doing them a disservice.
Yes, because they're making them believe that they're better than they are when they don't have the talent, and it's all for, like, their presentation, you know?
Yeah.
It's just muddying the waters. It should have everything to do with how funny you are. Well, that's it.
I don't think that many people would disagree.
Love the Swiss cheese, dude.
You gotta love the Swiss.
Love the Swiss.
I don't think many people would disagree with the fact that the idea that the just going back to one particular instance, that the Brendan Schaub special was rushed. Like,
oh yeah,
it. Almost no one is gonna say that, like, at whatever 2.5 years of trying to do this with help from people or whatever, but, like, no one is going to say, like, that is the best showing of, honestly, what he could do also. They rushed it forward because they thought they would get viewers. He is way better than the product that they saddled him with because they thought they could push it out earlier.
Right. What do you mean the product they saddled him with?
They didn't give him enough time to learn how to do this thing.
Oh, right.
They were like, name status, like, he's a well-known fighter, like, he shows, like, he's great at this, but he is, again, only 2 years in. Like, it's
like the real world comedic experience.
Yeah, it's
meaning like doing jokes in front of two fucking people. One person is your friend, you know.
You never had that time. And granted, like, maybe you can grow faster without it, but it's the same reason, like, nobody's giving fucking Judd Apatow a fucking hour special.
Yeah.
He knows all these people, but he didn't do the thing. Just like, again, and I think that even fucking Brendan Schaub would probably say, like, it was too soon.
Yeah.
And that's always going to exist as a product of, like...
Yeah, why was Brendan Schaub looking for a special that soon?
I don't know. Just make your... Because he didn't make money on that special.
I hope not.
Or rather, he made money, but, like...
God damn it.
Not nearly as much as he... What?
No, just the fact that he made money on that special.
Well... But
wasn't it like a Showtime special?
Yeah, it was
Something
Showtime.
like that.
But
Good.
see, that's the other thing. Is like Showtime...
Good. No one saw it anyway.
That's the thing is, so I don't know how much money he made from Showtime. And granted, again, same thing as I say about anybody else. Fucking get your money.
Yeah, get your money.
Fucking do it. But at the same time, you're saddled with... You're like, your career is now... That's something that you're judged on because it's the only thing that lives in record of your stand-up.
Yeah.
Aside from your podcast and whatnot, was just fucking killing it. Mm-hmm. But that's what his stand-up is going to be known as until he shoots his next one or whatever.
Yeah, it sucks because now his first thing, like, Tom Segura has Thrilled. Or it's either Thrilled or White Girls with Cornrows. Whichever album came
it is,
first. But it's good. Cool. It's good. He has like 10, 11 years of experience before he put that out.
Exactly. Fucking
and it
Theo
shows.
Vaughn's No Offense.
No Offense? Fucking fire, dude. It's so
Gillis's Live in Austin is fucking bing.
Boom. Because that's 10 years of just build up shit.
Yeah.
And that's your best shit after 10 years. You know? But Schaub's got 2-3 years behind him, and he puts this out, and now that is his base. 3. I'm consistent, dude. I get on base.
You get on base. What are you saying?
Base. But now that's going to be everybody's introduction. Like, if you're looking for Brendan Schaub and you want to see the shit that Brendan Schaub has done, that's going to be out there. And now you're going to find that, and you're going to be like, ugh.
But it's also the problem. No, yeah, exactly. But it's also the problem that you have with comedians of
color.
No, Jesus Christ. I was going to say of yesteryear.
That's even worse, you fucking gay boy.
But my point is like...
yesteryear.
Of yesteryear.
Comedians of yesteryear.
The point of like a fucking Mitch Hedberg, right? Has...
Is that a burp?
Yeah.
1.
I know. I try not to do it at the microphone because it's gross. But
I'm sure they would have loved to hear it.
That's fair.
I kind of liked hearing it. It sounded like sand going through a garbage disposal.
That's a great way to dude. That's a great way to describe it. But like Mitch Hedberg, if you looked at his, did you tear your sack? Oh, he tore his sack.
No. Oh, you know when you like unstick your legs and like the tip of your dick is like sticking to the front of your pants and like it gets like sliced almost. Whew. I don't know. Some corner hit the tip of my dick. I didn't like it.
That's the worst, dude.
Oh. Sorry. Mitch Hedberg, something.
No, but if you look at like Mitch Hedberg's, if you look at the sets that he does for any late night set that he's done, if you look at those, they're all exactly the same. If you look, like it was just a time where you could do the same set on one late night show, and no one who watched the other late night show would even know who you were. So you could do the exact same set on that late night show.
Right, yeah.
Right? Whereas we just don't really live in that now. Mm-hmm. So you can watch, and it's the same thing he put on his special. He put it out like 7 times, which is not like, you can't really do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Now it's just focused and concentrated, and you put it out online. Somehow it's going to end up everywhere.
It's going to end up everywhere. Like, as soon as you put out a thing, it's going to get clipped up and put everywhere. Mm-hmm. Which, honestly, is also good for you.
Yes.
If it's good. But if it's bad...
Then you're Brendan Schaub.
But that's...
And you still have millions, and you're like, I suck at comedy.
But that's the thing, is it, like, honestly, I don't think he thinks that.
I'm sure he's not sitting there going, I'm fucking great at comedy. I'm sure he's not saying that.
Well, I think he's also just...
He hangs out with Rogan and like Brian Callen enough to where they're probably not lying to him. I'd like to believe, like, remember the episode of JRE?
Real quick, though?
When Rogies went in on Brendan Schaub, like, hey, quit fighting.
Yeah, you're not.
There's no way that Rogan is not doing the same thing with stand-up comedy with him. There's no way.
Sure.
He's absolutely going in on Brendan Schaub about that.
Yeah,
I think so.
But that's my point is that is now going to live because Showtime or whatever thought they were going to capitalize on the notoriety that his name brought. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, well, sure. We're now at this point where we're going to make money on you, so we'll give you this much money, throw it out there, and that's fine. They did it, I think Gronk has an HBO special.
Gronkowski?
Yeah.
Really?
Rob Gronkowski.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I'd watch
like
that.
An hour. Like
I would
he hosts.
I would watch that over Brendan Schaub, by the way. I would absolutely watch Gronk try to do stand-up. Where you going with the football? Be a fucking retard on stage for an hour, then watch Schaub be a retard on stage for an hour.
I think Gronk's is like they brought in 3 comedians to do 15.
This where they hit me with the helmet, and
I deflated the balls,
and
yeah,
and I got 19 touchdowns that season.
Dude, and see, that's another reason why it's lovely that Clint isn't here, because right now he'd be like, how many fucking touchdowns have you caught?
Dude,
like,
I know. Dude,
who
can we talk about how great it is right now?
Dude,
just
we're
to
not
be
going
having
to
this
scream that.
conversation.
It's crazy.
Dude. And we can have a conversation. We can have a conversation. I was just thinking about how, like, there was so many times where Clint would just be like, yeah, that's pretty much why I just do this all the time. I'm like, God damn, dude.
Dude, I was going to say, it is interesting.
Love you, buddy.
No, I
or whatever.
I fucking love him, or whatever.
Or whatever.
No. Clint, I love you.
This episode, I think,
He's not going to listen to this.
This episode is going to be called Or Whatever.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Master 27, I love you, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
No, but I think that also you can have conversations with anybody and it being recorded, so long as, I don't know, there's just not too many butting heads. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point that I was making about whatever Brandon Schaub is that, or whatever, is that he was thrust to the front of the line, thrust to show his 2.5-year comedy dick, and it's just not as well developed as someone who's been writing and working and whatever. Like it's not bad. I'm not gonna shit on it, but it's also not as good as he could have made it.
Not optimal.
It was too soon. I think he would even say it's too soon.
Yeah.
So, but that's the same thing.
It's like
that
a barbecue on 9/12. Too soon, dude.
Too soon. Dude.
Too soon, man.
It's the same thing that happens with a ton of fucking all the people that are getting fucking this, that, and whatever deals now. You're like, it's too soon.
Yeah.
Like, as much as any of us, if you were offered a Netflix special fucking tomorrow, the idea of being like, oh, the money, like I get to be on Netflix, you fucking take it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not doing you any favors.
Be like, looks like they're getting. A good thing I only have to give up 10 minutes of material because that's all I have. And then 50 of improv. No, fuck it.
Dude, 50 of fucking crowd work.
Yeah.
So this guy. Dude, oh my God. That was. Oh God. I wish more. I guess mics were open to that. That was one thing that I loved about
open to what?
Just crowd work. Just doing exclusively
That's the
crowd
thing.
work.
They are. Like, no one can tell you not to do crowd work. What are they going to do? Take the mic from you if you start doing crowd work?
Well, no, but I just like, what is it? Borderlands.
Nah, eat my dick with Borderlands.
But that was the thing. I didn't do a second of the jokes that I wrote. I just got up there. I was like, this motherfucker over here. I was like, what is this? What are you? And it managed to work out sort of fine. And then Randall did the same thing. Oh, fucking Christ. Speaking of people who just use their bizarre charm to go straight through all the levels of your circle to just fucking get right at your heart. Fucking Randall comes in out of nowhere.
When?
Fucking when he got here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's
the
just
one
like-
person where just like, hey, who are you?
Every single person is like, I don't know who you are, but you're my favorite person ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right away.
Sociopath, dude. Straight up sociopath.
Well, of course.
Just cutting right through everyone's bullshit and just showing up like, I don't know who you are, but you look like you want to be friends with me. And just fucking showing up. Just
And he's
hanging
the
out with
best.
everyone. And he is the best when he messages you back.
But that's the thing.
I'm doing a lot of
tight.
fourth wall breaks, dude. Doing a lot of fucking Randall, dude.
Ken Randall.
Yeah.
But yeah, that. Speaking of just, I don't know.
No, go.
People who
go
are
ahead and
trying
talk shit
to-
about Randall.
No, I fucking love
Or
Randall.
whatever.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I love Randall. Whatever.
Yeah.
But he really did come in and like.
Well,
Oh.
I'm just.
No, he really did come in and then just like. Everyone was like, "This dude's great."
He took everyone
then-
by storm.
Yeah. He fucking killed it. Which also, get your money. I can do
get
it.
your money.
But yeah, I don't have any more bad things to say about Brennan Schaub. He's great. Or whatever. Not great. He was forced into a shitty position. I actually, fucking Christ. What's her name? Fucking dicks. It's just
Eliza Schlesinger.
yeah.
Thank you, because I was actually going to talk
She-
about her. 3 years in.
3 years in.
3 years in.
She's forced to do an hour. It's mediocre at best. It's just like, and granted, see, that's the thing, is that anyone 3 years in can put together.
Which one are you talking about? Which special? Let me actually keep talking and I'll look it up.
I don't remember which one it is.
It's the one where that Eliza did.
Yeah, it's the first one. I want to say no. It's not Confirmed Kills. It's
I think it is actually.
no. I think Confirmed Kills was the follow up one, which everybody sort of saw. Like, it's the same thing. Do you remember that South Park episode where the four main boys write a novel, and they're like, "Oh, it's
Scruddy McBoogerballs?
yeah,"
Is that the one?
and then they release it, and then they say Butters wrote it. And then Butters tries to write another one to follow up, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's." Everyone who reads it is just like, "This is garbage. What are you doing?" It's sort of the same thing where it's like, she kind of did catch lightning in a bottle. I want to say, War Paint, maybe?
Oh, yeah. First comedy album and video, Warpaint, was recorded
Warpaint.
December 1st, 2012.
3 years in, it's just not enough time. And then she's forced into a position where she has to be on the Louis schedule for some reason, because everybody fucking has to be, where you release a special every year and a half.
Oh, here's the thing. In 2007, she won MySpace's So You Think You're Funny contest. Has been featured as G4 Network's MySpace Girl of the Week. Television credits include E! Network's Forbes Celebrity 100, blah, 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 blah. Comedy Central presents Season 14, Episode 18, John Oliver's new stand-up show. In 2008, she became the first woman and the youngest winner of NBC's Last Comic Standing in the series' 6th season. Where did she fucking... Keep talking, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that she...
I think that she started stand-up... Well, I mean, it doesn't
Maybe I'm
mention,
wrong on
it
the
doesn't
timeline.
mention anything before 2007, but her first
then
album thing was
2012
2012.
would've
So
been
at the
5
very least,
years.
would have been 5 years.
That's different.
It's better. That'd be like if Clint came out and did a fucking special. Like, he's got maybe 40.
Well, but again, like, I have seen Clint do 35 and fucking annihilate a room,
Yeah.
but at the same time, would you say that...
I love Clint.
Yo, Clint's the fucking best. I've seen Clint
Or whatever.
light a room on fire,
Yeah.
but at the same time, would you be like, oh, well, actually, no, maybe. Definitely for 30, he's competing with anybody who's getting those, like, fucking 15 minutes or 30-minute specials
Right,
on
yeah.
Netflix.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
And that's the other thing that, like, you sort of realize, same thing as, like, you realize that there are no adults. Adults don't actually exist. You realize that there is a level of good at this that people can reach, and then it all depends on your exposure after that.
Right.
Like, there's only so... Or rather, not good at this as in terms of writing consistent jokes, but, like, you could write a fantastic fucking joke.
Right.
Right? Anybody can. But
But you have to keep writing until you get it.
that's the thing, is that, like, some of these people, you could put up minute for minute or 2 minute for 2 minute, fucking 3 minute, whatever. You could put up against some of the people who are making millions of dollars at this, and you'd be like, well, that person's better than that person for
Right, yeah.
3 minutes up and back.
Right.
And I would argue, actually, Clint's one of those people. that like if you took
If you put him on the same stage with the same amount of people in front,
exactly,
definitely would do way better than this person.
If you put Clint 10 minutes against someone who Netflix is paying hundreds of thousands of dollars again, 10 minutes.
I would say this. Clint. Okay, so everyone in the comedy scene knows about Hans Kim, and Hans Kim coming up doing Kill Tony. You heard about him? Yeah. So I would say I think that Clint is funnier than Hans Kim, but Hans Kim is getting a lot of exposure right now because he always does like a couple of minutes up front with Tony. He's definitely being credited as a good joke writer. You know, he's being credited as like he's funny as fuck. I'm not taking anything away from Hans Kim.
Oh, Hans Kim's fantastic.
But I would say like you put Clint in the same room, same position as Hans Kim, same exposure. I think he's funnier.
Well, that's exactly the thing. There's the same reason why I'm like we're kind of spinning our wheels here in Tucson, where I'm like, if it's going to,
strong. That's a strong drink.
I don't doubt that at all.
Oh yeah, I also keep talking, and then I'll talk about my weekend, dude.
Oh shit! Okay, I want to hear about that, but real quick, just to wrap up this point. There are people here in Tucson, and there are people I would say much more than anybody, or much more than a lot of people would give credit to, could succeed in those situations. They could get 10 minutes on a show with an actual headliner, and they would fucking annihilate. Mm-hmm. Like, it would level a room. The problem is that we're in Tucson, and it doesn't... You're just in the same positions.
Yep, that's true.
There's a ceiling. That's it. You're never going to get to... Like, we know people who are like, oh, well, my big thing is opening for X person. I was like, well, it's once. But if you lived in the place that they lived, it might be every night. Like,
right, yeah.
I don't know, but
or
sorry,
whatever. Yeah,
or whatever. Who gives a shit? I hate myself. I'm gonna kill myself after this. Your weekend? Holy shit,
dude! I had this. I think this is like my third full weekend at Laughs.
Oh shit! Yeah, fuck yeah.
So my first one was in July of last year, which was pretty cool, and I've done periodically guest sets since then. But like I did 4 shows this weekend at Laughs. Did it with Headliner, and he will remain nameless because I want to talk so much shit on this guy.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Dude, first of all, man, he's from, like, okay. I get told that I'm going to do hosting all weekend. I've never hosted at Laughs. I've never hosted for, like, shows.
The actual shows. You have the open mic, but not the
open
mic.
A few times I have. And hosting's not really a huge deal for me. I know that it's, like, always a rough start, you know? But,
your set's going to suck, but you're going to get a couple good zingers in between people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah. My first 2 shows on Friday... My 2 shows on Friday were awesome.
2.
I get on base, dude.
You get on base.
I knocked my sets out of the park, dude.
Fuck yeah.
First set, I knew that it was like a little bit... it was 8 o'clock, so I knew that it was kind of a older crowd a little bit. You know, they want to go to bed a little bit earlier.
Right.
They don't want to hear about sucking dicks and shit that show, so I stuck with like some more racial, more political material. Fucking annihilated. 5 minutes. And then when the late show came around, I switched to all my gritty material, my sexy shit, you know? Fucking annihilated. I didn't plan on doing it that way. It was just like in my head, I was like, all right, this show probably doesn't want to hear about like dirty shit, right? So I did that stuff and it fucking worked. Went off without a hitch. And then the next show comes around, I'm like, okay, now I'm going to do all of this stuff. And then people started like coming in and I started seeing who was coming in. I was like, all right, okay, this is going to work out. This is going to work out. And I started getting all crickets, dude. I was like, or like a fly. I was like, I was rubbing my hands together. I was like, this is good shit. And fucking annihilated. And so that was that. And then the next day, Casey, he tells me, like, he asks, like, hey, can you go pick up the headliner? Can you go like pick him up from his house? And
his house? He lives here?
He doesn't. I don't think he lives here. I think he's staying with a friend. Can you like go pick him up though? Okay. He lives like a couple of streets down, like on Wilmot or whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, sure, I can go pick him up or whatever. And I get the guy's number. And mind you, this is a guy who has like lots of Hollywood credits and lots of like, and he's like been on a TV show that I watched as a kid, right?
Okay.
We'll just say this. He was on World's Dumbest. He was on one of the talking heads.
Right.
Like Danny Bonaducci and all that. Yeah. And like I know who this guy is. And he and I messaged him and I said, "Hey, so and so, this is your Uber Connor. I will be there at like 5:20 or whatever." You know. And he goes, "Ha ha ha." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah," got him laughing, you know. And then I messaged him 5 minutes away and I say, "Hey, I'm 5 minutes away." All right. And then he's like, "Okay, I'm outside." And I get out there and I pull up and he just continues standing there for a little bit, and he like kind of looks up at my truck, and then he looks up and he like looks in a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh," and then I'm like, "Were you expecting someone else at this house at the exact same time? Like what? Like who did you think was pulling up?
Yeah, and
like who did you think was going to be here?"
Had met him the previous night.
Yeah, he's seen me, and it's not like my windows are tinted or anything.
Right.
And it's like, you know, I'm a shitty comic. You know, I have a shitty truck.
Right.
Like, whose truck did you think this was? And I get up there, and I just thought it was weird that he was looking at this truck. There's like, oh, no, I'm waiting for another car. You know?
Yeah.
It was just weird to have that thought.
What car would have pulled up and stopped right in front of where he was?
And so he gets in the truck. Mind you, this guy's like 5'3". He is tiny as shit.
Oh, okay.
Tiny as shit. He's like Danny DeVito, dude. So small. Not that has anything to do with it. I love all short people. Love them all.
Love our short queens.
Stop midget hate and all that.
Well, I don't know about all that, but okay.
I mean, it's like, dude, what do you tell him? Like, I love The Wizard of Oz. All right, it's my favorite movie ever. Or no, sorry, not Wizard of Oz. What's the other one? I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I love Charlie and the Chocolate.
No, see, I was like, no, the Yellow Brick Road, a bunch of tiny folk.
Fucking Yellow Brick Road. And he gets in the car, and I was like, and I even said to him, I was like, why are you looking at my truck like I'm not supposed to be here? He's like, oh no, nothing. Like I just didn't think that this is what you would drive. And I'm like, what did you think I would drive? I'm not taking offense from it, but I'm just like, that's a weird thing that you just said. You know, it's like, I didn't think that this is what you would drive. And I'm like, if this is not what you thought I would drive, what is it that you thought I would drive? Because I didn't look at you and thought that you drive a huge lifted truck. All right? I didn't look at you and think, let me think about what he drives.
That
you know what I mean?
Rarely comes across as like,
no.
Oh, someone drives this, that, and the other. Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't think this is what you would drive. And I'm like, then tell me what it is you thought I would drive.
Right.
Because this is weird. And then he's just like, I don't know. I just didn't think you'd drive this. And I was like, well, this is what I have. And then I just started driving. And then we started, he started talking about just bullshit like small talk and, oh, where you from and whatever. And I was like, and then I like actually started getting genuine with him. I was like, can I ask you something? Like, do you ever stop getting nervous before you go on stage? Because like before I go on stage, I'm just like, oh, Jesus Christ, and then it goes away while I'm telling the jokes. And he had some valuable insight, and he seemed like a reasonable person. But then once he was like hanging around me, I noticed that his entire persona is based entirely off of what he's been in. You know what I mean? Like everything that he's saying to people, he's a small guy. He has this very loud persona. You know what I mean? This very loud, boisterous, like, oh yeah, I've been in like, oh yeah, I was in an episode of Hawaii Five-0. I was like kind of like this, and I was just like, but like they didn't. Why are you telling these people that? Like no one asked.
Yeah, no one cares.
Like people like, and remember when I was telling you that like I'm a straight up asshole? Like I remember him telling me, he's like, oh yeah, I was on a. It was like, no, yeah, I was on a Super Bowl commercial. Oh, this is what I asked him. I was asking him like, is there anything you want me to plug before I bring you on? And he was like, no, not really. You could just tell him I was in a Super Bowl commercial with Zendaya. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I started fucking with him a little bit. I was like, who's that? And he, like, even who Zendaya is. And you don't know anything about pop culture.
No,
like, nothing
not at all.
And I was just like, who's Zendaya? And he was like, you don't know who Zendaya is? I was like, no idea. No, I don't know who that is. And he was like, wait, for real? And he was like, all right. And I was like, no, I'm not. Who is that? I don't, is that and he was like, no, did you just tell him that? And I was like, And I was like, no, I'm just kidding. I know who Zendaya is. And he was like, oh, all right. Like he's not used, I don't think he's used to people fucking with him like that because of the level of comedian he is, you know?
Right.
And then I was just like, but that's really great for you that, you know, you care about that. And I said that under my breath. I was like, that's really great for you that that's what you care about. But
that's, yeah.
You know, whatever.
Cool, dude. Sick. You're killing it.
And I was like, that's cool that that's what you care about. But like, you know, whatever. Like kind of trying to throw at him like, hey, this level of stuff that you shout out to everybody, nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah.
No one cares about the thing you're in. You know,
yeah, no one really cares that you played
people
the gas
only
station
care
attendant at the fuck.
Yeah. People only care about like the type of person that you are. You know, like I fully expect people to not like me because I treat people like I just treated you. So, you know,
yeah. No,
but like, and I fucked with him too. Like before. Fucking Jesus and Simon, they both did guesties on Saturday, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was Jesus's first guest set. So that was awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
And Simon, as you know, Simon is a very short old man, right?
Yeah, I know Simon well.
Simon is the same height as this guy.
No shit.
And so like Simon's mic was like up here, right? And then the next person to the stage is the headliner. And then I was like, everybody give it up for... And then I was about to go over there, and then I took the mic stand, I put it all the way down. And then not like all the way in a dick way. I literally was like, I adjusted it to where I was like, this is about his height. And then I left it there. And then the first thing he said is like, give it up for that guy being a condescending asshole with the fucking mic stand. And I was like, no, I was just trying to put it where it was supposed to go.
Yeah, just try to put it where it should go.
But like, I knew that was going to fuck with it a little bit.
God damn it, you piece of shit.
And I think what it all levels out to is, like, of course I want to be in his position.
Obviously.
Of course I am jealous of, like, the position that he's in.
Sure.
The fact that he's been in TV shows, he's got these credits. I don't care that he's talking about that. Because if anybody cares about this guy enough, you don't have to tell people what you're in. If people care about the shit that you do enough, people will tell you what you've been in. You know? Which brings us around to who I met fucking Friday night, dude. Don the Predator Frye, dude. I met Don Frye, one of the greatest UFC champions in the world. UFC 8 and 9 champion, Don Frye, dude. I got to chill with Don Frye for like 5 minutes. Like, it was like...
It's pretty fucking cool.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty fucking cool, man. I remember...
dude, he's got a mustache like a fucking... dude, like a Chevy bumper. Like, dude, it's gonna run you the fuck over,
He's got a mustache like Hitler's pubes, dude. Just like fucking sharp, bushy, and a little bit wider than what he's got up here. That's how pubes go.
Why did you know about his pubes?
Anyway, so... or whatever.
I don't know about his pubes or whatever.
So this was right after the second show on Friday, right? And it was a great show, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, this was awesome. And I walk through the doors left past the bathrooms, and I take a look over, and I see, the first thing I see is the mustache.
Right.
That's obviously the first thing I see, and I go, and I'm like, that's Don the Predator Frye. I'm like, that's Don the Predator Frye. And I look over, and I'm like, dude, that's Don the Predator Frye. And then I see that he's talking to the headliner, right? And I'm like, all right, dude. And I'm like, I'm feeling real good from the set.
Sure.
And I'm not like being overzealous or anything. I'm just playing it cool. Like, I'm at the level of confidence when you have a great set. You're like, fuck yeah. And I go to the right side of Don Frye. And I go like, hey, Dingo, can I close out, please? And then, and I'm just like, I throw a little, what's up, Don Frye? And, and then the headliner, he's talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, I was on, and this guy's did the show tonight." And Don, he looks over, he's like, "You did the show tonight?" Like, he's got such a deep voice. He's not putting on anything.
Right.
Just like, oh, you did the show tonight, man. And I was like, oh yeah, I did the show. Did a little guest set tonight. This guy's headline, and he's like, all right, man, how'd you do? And I was like, I think I did pretty good. And he's like, all right, cool. And I forget how I kind of got dragged into their conversation a little bit. I definitely didn't force myself. But he like brought me into the conversation, and I think the headliner, he introduces Don to me. He's like, this is Don. And I was like, yeah, I know who you are, man.
I know who he is.
I literally said that to Don Frye's face. I was like, I know who you are, dude. I was like, yeah, you're Don Frye. You're Don Frye, man. And I was like, I'm a very big fan of yours. And I was like, and he was like, oh, yeah, you're a big fan of the podcast, too. And I was like, Don, let me put it this way. I did steroids for quite a while. All right. And then he's like, hey, man, what's that supposed to mean? And
like, I think you know exactly
I was like, you know what I mean, brother. And I was like, nah, man. But like, yeah, Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity podcast. I've seen a couple episodes. I've seen the one with Rob Schneider. I thought it was pretty funny. He was like, yeah, what'd you think of it? I was like, the one with, Rob Schneider's pretty good. And he's like, have you seen the one with, and I didn't know that he was talking about him and the headliner, right? So he has a podcast with the headliner,
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He has a podcast.
But he has Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity podcast with, Dan Severn, other champion.
Yeah.
Another murderer. And he has a podcast with this guy. And then he said he's like, yeah, me and this guy got a podcast. And he's like, yeah, me and him have a podcast. And I was like, you and this guy have a podcast? And he's like, yeah. And the guy's like, oh, what? We don't have a podcast? Oh, what? Because I get it. I'm a pussy. And I was like, hey, man, I didn't say that. Like. We were kind of joking around and ribbing each other, but like I clearly was trying to be like, you have a podcast with this guy?
Yeah, you're like,
which is fucking bananas of me to. It's so stupid of me to one of the greatest fighters to ever have existed,
right?
And another guy who is, I guess famous in his own right or whatever, or whatever, and just be like, you guys don't really mix well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put you two together.
You guys don't go together. And I was just like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. I'm sure it's a good one. I didn't even ask what it was called. They didn't say what it was called.
Of course.
And then, but best thing ever, I made Don Frye laugh, which was awesome because it's the most gravelly laugh I've ever heard in my life. It's just like, it literally sounds like fucking that dude with the lazy eye from Waterboy. Did you just make a joke, Bobby? Fucking sounded exactly like that guy. And made him laugh. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. I'm tired. And then I said to the headliner, he was like, hey, do you mind taking a picture of me and Don? And I gave him the phone, took a picture of me and him.
Right.
And he has the most disgusting hands of anybody that I've ever. I don't mean like gross, but I mean like so gnarly. Massive and gnarly and like been through some shit hands I've ever seen. And like because of all of his surgeries and stuff, he's like 4 or 5 inches shorter than me. He used to be like 6'1", but now he's probably like 5'10", 5'9".
The picture, and granted, it's just the fucking picture I saw. Like I googled it after I saw the picture. And it was
says that he's 6'1".
He's 6'1". I was like, I'm
not no mo.
I'm about 6 foot, and I know where we have been in pictures together. And I'm like, Dougie, this guy is not
anymore.
Yeah,
no, he's about like 5'9" now. But he has hands like a fucking 6'6" basketball player. Dude.
Right, like a
they're so big. They're so fucking big, dude.
Yeah.
But like he couldn't have been nicer. He was such a nice dude, man. Yeah. He was so cool. And I remember thinking. Probably one of the gayest thoughts I've ever thought in my life, right?
Those happen fairly often.
Yeah. I was like, what would it be like if that mustache was on my ball? No.
Wait, real quick. Do you want to keep... I have to piss like a fucking racehorse. Do you want to just keep going for a sec and then we can keep going when I get back?
Yeah. I'll just keep talking and chewing cheese, dude.
I'll be back in a second.
Oh,
sorry.
Good. Just sitting with all this food. You can trust me with this. Dude, I've been eating this food non-fucking stop the whole time. I can't help it. I think it's because I quit nicotine, and I just need to have like things in my mouth. I just need that oral stimulation, you know. I could try toothpicks, but no, I don't like having wood in my mouth. Or do I? Oh, that's cool. Lex has been through fucking 8 beers. That's healthy. Oh, man. I do like the silence. I like the silence. I'm going to be at Tucson Improv Movement March 11th. Yeah. I can never do a solo podcast. Oh, thank fuck, dude.
Dude, okay.
I could never do a solo podcast. What happened?
No, I just wanted to give you all of the possible fucking props that I could, because that's a fucking awesome story.
Yeah.
Just running into Don Frye. I was just like, the whole time you were telling her, I was just like, I'm going to pee my fucking pants. Like, dude, this is crazy. But now that I'm back, dude, goddamn, that's fucking awesome. Wait, also, you had a bunch of, I mean, it was a minute and a half, maybe fucking 3 minutes. I don't even know how long I was in there.
That was like a minute, dude.
I was peeing so much.
No, dude, I literally was just sitting here. I was eating cheese really loud for a little bit, and then I was like, it's so quiet. I love it.
It's so quiet, dude. No, but that's fucking insane, dude.
But so the gayest thing about the whole thing,
pray tell.
this, is that so when Don Frye was first on Rogies,
Right.
he started making his rounds and like podcasts and stuff, like, you know, promoting Dan and Don's podcast. I was like, dude, that's so fucking tight. And I started like watching his videos a bunch again. And I was like, dude, fucking Don Frye's the man. He was so fucking manly, dude. Just America shorts, mustache, beating the shit out of people. Stand
Hell
up.
yeah.
No wrestling.
Dude,
no
wrestling's
fucking
for
wrestling.
bitches.
Like
Get
he
that
did.
mustache,
He
you know.
wrestled if he had to.
Well, I mean, if you
which
have
he
to.
rarely did. But I think at the same time when I was watching all this stuff, you ever heard of the blue feather?
No.
You ever heard of that? So in manifesting, there's this thing called the blue feather, which is the whole idea of manifesting, which is like, think about a blue feather. Think about like the tone, the texture of it, how big it is, how small it is, like the value of it. Get it really good in your head and tell yourself that you want to find a blue feather, right?
Okay.
And you tell yourself that for a little while, like a day or two, and then you kind of forget about it. And eventually the idea for manifesting is that a blue feather will come across your path. You don't know when, but it will. But then the next time when you find that blue feather, you're going to think about when you thought like, oh, I told myself I was going to find this. I knew this was going to happen.
Right.
So I learned about that, and then I was like, I'm going to meet Don Frye.
Immediately, you
When
thought
that was the blue
first
feather
thing.
because I just saw Don Frye on Rogan, you know?
Right.
And so I was like, dude, I'm going to meet Don Frye. I'm going to fucking meet Don Frye. I want to meet him so bad. Because I knew that he lived up in Catalina in northern Tucson, you know?
I didn't know that.
He lives in Catalina.
No shit?
Yeah. And I know from his Instagram posts. So, and you can see like the back of Mount Lemon, you know, where he lives.
Right. Sure.
And I was like, it's very possible I could meet Don Frye. I was like, I'm going to meet him. And I was like, dude, that'd be so cool if I could meet him at like Catalina Craft Pizza. That'd be fucking dope, dude.
Did you plug Catalina Craft Pizza?
No.
Oh.
I didn't even plug the podcast to him, dude. I was so enamored.
Dude, don't get me wrong.
First thing that Clint
Obviously.
said, did you plug the podcast? It's Don Frye, dude. It's Don fucking Frye.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
No.
Dude, fucking to random people I meet on the street, I don't fucking... Yeah.
No. And I was like, dude, I'm going to meet Don Frye. Forgot about it. And then after I get off stage, and then I come around the corner, past the bathrooms, and I see in the corner of the bar that fucking mustache, and I was like... The blue feather. I was like, that's the blue feather, dude. It's Don Frye.
It's Don motherfucking
And I was like,
Frye.
I manifested this, dude.
Dude,
fucking
hell yeah.
manifested it. And
Dude.
my next manifest is I want to work with Shane Gillies. I want to work with the Young Bull. I don't know how it's going to happen.
Forget about it, and then it'll happen.
All
Right? That's... So...
Yeah, dude, I couldn't think of any of the characters' names from Goodfellas. Because I forgot.
Yeah,
about it.
I can't
I
either,
forgot
but
about it.
I
yeah.
forgot about it. Dude, he's fucking gay, dude.
He's fucking gay, dude. I was just fucking like...
Dude, I was just out here.
I was just out here like...
Let's go to the sheets and
But yeah, dude. Next thing I want, I was like, I'm gonna work with Shane Gillis, dude. I know it's so fucking stupid and crazy.
No, honestly, though, there is something about. I mean, manifesting. Honestly, I don't know how much people buy
Manifest
into it
destiny, dude.
Because I think it's kind of bullshit. But at the same time, well, that's also why I haven't manifested anything and why you've met Don Frye. So,
I'm sorry. How many Don Fries have you met?
I've met zero Don Frye.
You met 0 Don Fries.
No, but I do think that there is an element to that sort of I guess manifesting that is just goal setting, and then goal setting leading to the things that you're quote unquote manifesting.
It's almost like this is your new set of values have to align with I gotta meet Don Frye.
Yeah, now I'm gonna meet Don Frye.
And now you're just like, all right, well, would a person that could meet Don Frye do this? And then you just start doing that. Which I don't think it was really that much.
No, but you were just like, I want to meet Don Frye.
Yeah.
Right, and you were like, you were also at the same point, like, I want to meet Don Frye, but I know that I exist in this space. I do what I do. I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to keep interacting in the space that I'm interacting.
9. What?
What?
Oh, when you were gone, I also counted your beers.
Oh, that's fine. I have no concern about that.
Sorry. Your space.
Is that
what?
really? Yep, 9. Well, it was weird actually. God damn it! The other week when you pointed at it, you're like, you had 10 beers and you pointed to 7 beers or some shit. I was like, dude,
We know I have a problem with numbers, dude. We know. Episode 21, the live episode.
Dude,
I have a
the
problem
live
with numbers.
episode, you're like, dude, that's like 12
That's like a
times
fucking
as
dozen,
much.
dude.
You're like,
it's 8, you fucked
it
hard.
really isn't.
Yeah.
No, but you put yourself in a position where you kept doing the thing that you knew that you liked doing, which was also the thing that you knew the person that you were trying to interact with was doing.
Right.
Same thing as fucking Gillis, I suppose.
Yeah.
You're doing a thing, you know that you're doing a thing, you're on the path to do what you want to do in that space, and that's a person who is in the path. Like, if you had said that you wanted to meet fucking Usain Bolt, you wouldn't be like, well, I'm going to have a comedy podcast
I don't really care.
about meeting Usain Bolt. No, I know.
Not at all.
But, god damn it, come with me on this.
How am I going to even catch him?
Doggy, I know. My point
He's
is...
fast.
Jesus Christ.
Like, real fast.
I know.
Okay.
My point is, if that was your goal, then you'd start fucking
Yeah.
training on sprinting. And
I'd start running.
You'd
I'd start
be in
doing
that
some
space.
hurdles.
Yeah.
Maybe practice with a baton.
Of course. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
of
does
course.
the relay.
Yeah. Relays and
Yeah.
shit. I thought you meant like dancing for some reason. I was like, what the fuck? Oh no. Yeah.
No.
Of course. No, but you know that you. I mean, you set a parameter for yourself where you were like, oh well, that's a fucking person I see interacting with the space, and you interacted in the same sort of space.
Yeah.
So it's not crazy that you met him, but also at the same time, that's fucking crazy.
That is fucking
That's
crazy.
awesome, dude.
That he was just there. He was just fucking there. He has like such a good energy about him.
He used to beat
too.
people up in Speedos.
He used to beat the shit out of people in America Speedos.
Yeah,
dude.
and a mustache.
Mustache, which arguably, look, I'm not talking bad about Don Frye. Not even that.
Sounds like you are.
Not even that being this would be bad.
Don Frye kicked his ass.
But like the Speedos and the mustache. He's like above Freddie Mercury. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he was
absolutely.
He was a jacked Freddie Mercury.
Wait, also I think
with remarkably less cum in his belly.
Yeah, I would say so. But I think that if memory serves, he also Speedo wrestling shoes.
Yes, and the white ankle-high socks.
Yeah. Which also wrestling shoes.
Hard move if you don't have delts the size of boulders. You know what I mean? That's a hard move. That's hard sell if you're wearing fucking ankle-high white socks with America Speedos and a mustache and you're not jacked, dude. You're just asking to get
jacked.
You're just asking to. But if you're
you
not
trying to
jacked,
say he wasn't jacked?
No, he is jacked. But if you were not jacked and that's what you're running around doing and wearing, you're asking to get split wide open.
If I was me right now,
yes,
and popped on a fucking America Speedo, tall socks and wrestling shoes. Yeah, people would be like, get Junior Burt Kreischer out of here. And what the fuck is he doing?
Get this fucking baby with a beard out of here, dude. Get this bearded bitch baby out of here.
Yeah, they'd be like, who gave fucking Stavros Alkius?
I like that all of our heroes are just like comedians that nobody's ever heard of.
Dude,
nobody's heard of Stabby.
I challenge anyone who isn't into what we're... Well, I mean, honestly, anyone who isn't what we're into or into what we're into would ever fucking find this.
No,
so
yeah.
it doesn't matter. But at the same time, I'm like... We just listed people that if you said in conversation, they'd be like, is that your buddy? Like, I don't fucking know.
It's all about the inside joke, dude.
Even we went on a fucking... We had fucking 25 minutes on Brendan Schaub. And people
talking trash about him.
People who don't know comedy or punchy sports would be like, who the fuck is that?
But you know what it does? It prompts them to Google him.
Fucking Google it. Honestly,
they go like,
I will say this.
Which means like, oh, this podcast, Man's Gendered, has some valuable information.
Well, I don't know about all that, but...
or whatever.
Or whatever. No, fucking... If you have gotten to this point in the podcast, fucking Google Brendan Schaub.
Or don't.
Don't.
Yeah, whatever.
Dude, I actually do that with all of my fucking show announcements. Where I'm like even with this last one, I think I was like, I'm going to be at Tim, like, come out if you like laughing. Or don't. Whatever. I don't know. I don't care.
I don't care. You're not going to come to this.
You're not going to come to this. I was like, no one who follows me is coming to this. It's fine. I was like, I can plug it on my Instagram.
But what I was going to say is that Don Frye, he has such like a good energy and noticeable energy about him. It's almost like when you see a guy, like, take away the fact that I already know who he is and what he looks like.
Okay.
But like you see this guy at the bar, he was wearing like a tan leather jacket, right? Like a cowhide like leather jacket, you know, which I'm assuming that's where leather comes from. Unless you're vegan, then it comes from cacti. But he was wearing a cowboy hat.
Leather comes from cows.
Yeah, and he was wearing a fucking cowboy hat inside, and he had like his big old fucking cane, you know, because he's an OG.
Right.
He's got he's been through some shit. Like this guy and just his voice, how deep it is, and just like the gruffness of it. He's got such like like you're drawn to him. Like you want to look at him, like check this guy out. Like what the fuck is this guy?
It's just abnormal. Like a dude like that walks into a place and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's so nice, dude. He's so fucking nice. He was really cool. Also, I was only around him for 5 minutes. He might be a huge asshole.
Dude, who gives a shit? No. We don't
he
give
was
a fuck
so
about
nice.
that. He was nice for the 5 minutes you knew him.
Yeah, well, which means he's nice forever and ever in my memory.
Well, but that's also the thing is like when people are like don't meet your heroes and you're like no, don't get to know your heroes.
Yeah, I don't know him at all. I met him.
Meet him for sure.
Super cool. Good
Just be
thing
like, yo,
the
what
headliner wasn't my hero because I hate him. I hate that guy.
Wait, really? Why?
It was just like I don't know what it was because he wasn't rude or mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't rude or mean, but he wasn't nice either. You know, he was very much absorbed in what he was doing.
Yeah.
And what he was talking about. He was very loud, you know, kind of like somebody that we know that usually sits in this spot.
Yeah. No, I
know?
know. I get it.
Very loud and like trying to always have the attention on him, you know.
Right.
And when the attention was on him, he was just talking about the things that he was doing at that point in his life, you know. And see, that's the thing, like, there's nothing wrong with him. I just don't like him. Like, I just don't like people like that.
Right.
You know, Clint's an exemption because I love Clint to death. You know, Clint actually is funny. And when he tries to get attention and he knows nobody's paying attention, when he's trying to get attention, that makes me love him even more. Because it's like, oh, buddy. You know?
Well, Clint's also aware in a way that a lot of the people who display that behavior are not.
Yeah. Yes. He is very self-aware. And I think this guy is very self-aware too, but it's like all the things that he was about, the way he operates, which is like his basis for getting attention is trying to tell people of all of his credits and stuff. I don't get down like that, dude.
No.
I don't give a shit about that.
That's bullshit.
Don't care. And that's why I don't like him. It's not anything that you did. It's just you. Like, I don't like you for you. You know what I mean?
Dude, honestly, that's fucking worse.
Yeah.
Not liking someone for like a weird interaction that you had that could probably be explained by something else, or not liking someone for like you chafed personality, like you just the personalities didn't rub quite the right way. Where you're like, now this is odd and I don't like you. Is way different than just candidly being like, you did something really shitty.
Yeah. And
I know you did. And I don't like you for it.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds like the situation that you were in.
It was too many. Let's put it this way, because I will. These people are not related in any way, but I have worked with this other person before a couple of times. Done weekends with this guy, Trenton Davis, who is he's a black dude from L.A. Always wears like the cool hat, cool suits. Anyway,
I don't know why I don't know him, but okay.
So I like this dude,
right?
And he's been super cool with me.
Yeah,
he's given me advice. He's told me like it's not based off of like what he's been in. You know, he's just like a cool dude, and he asks me questions. You know, which I really appreciate. You know, I like him. You know, but this guy, it was so much about him where I was like, I wonder if this dude knows that he's not shit. You know? Like, from my perspective, it's like, yeah, I recognize you and I know that you're in this thing, but like, people outside of comedy don't know who you are. And if you have to tell people who you are, it's not worth telling, dude.
That's actually been... And I've tried to make, I guess, this exact point on previous podcasts, or just when we were talking, where I'm like, so many people in this get to the point where they're like, well, I deserve this or that for X, Y, or Z. Right. And you're like, well, do you?
Do you?
Well, that's exactly the thing. And honestly, I find myself falling into that trap as well. Occasionally, where I'm like, well, why does this have to be shitty for... Like, I've been trying to do this for whatever. And then I'm like, but... Do you? Where I'm like, I don't buy anyone who's trying to tell me that they're, like, killing it. I'm like, no. If you were killing it, I'd know.
Right.
So you can't waltz in here.
There's people who are killing it, they don't tell people they're killing it.
Yeah, the people who are killing it don't tell you. The people who are killing it don't give a shit when other people are not killing it. The people... And granted, that applies to me. I'm not killing it.
So, in the grand scheme, none of us are killing it.
Yeah.
You and I, Clint.
But that's the thing. Is like, I'm not killing it, so I occasionally find myself caught up and I'm like, well, but so-and-so also isn't killing it. I'm like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the exact opposite of the energy that we should be having. Is like, if so-and-so is killing it, then we should support him. But at the same time, we are just inundated with people who are like aggressively not killing it, who are trying to tell us that they're doing great.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you're not. But no one else is, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, don't tell me that you've got all these credits, you've done all these things. I'm like, you haven't. And it doesn't matter even if you had.
Yeah. I think I think at the end of the day, truthfully, I'm just being shitty about it. You know, there's probably nothing wrong with the guy at all. There's probably there's nothing really speakable about him in negative behavior because he wasn't a dick to me. He really wasn't. Mm-hmm. It's like, I just didn't like the way that he said things. Like, I'm kind of like nitpicking and cherry picking, like, to make this idea that I have of him in my head true. You know?
Right.
I think that that's really what it is.
I fucking do that shit all the time.
Or whatever.
You
know, he probably is a big piece of shit.
Dude, I hate that guy.
But
I don't even
this
know
guy
who he was.
Fucking sucks, dude.
Dude, you know who's the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen?
Fucking Rich Gary, dude. Fucking Rich Gary. Rich Gary is such a cock.
Dude, I just wish that he cuts this part out of the episode.
Dude, just get this back and it's just gone.
This part's
This
just
is
gone.
out.
You know who I hate is fucking Rich Gary.
Fucking Rich Gary.
Rich, improv sucks, and you should know it.
And sketch comedy.
Sketch comedy is
It's
fine,
significantly,
I guess.
it's a little bit more better than improv, but improv's the bottom.
Improv is like you going to the bottom of your garbage disposal and taking out what didn't get blended.
And going, this is food.
And then being like, this is a Michelin star
this
fucking
is
dish.
edible.
It's garbage. You know it's garbage. I've seen you see that it's garbage.
It smells like garbage,
It smells like garbage.
but you're calling it food.
Also, I like you a lot as a person,
Yeah.
but at the same time, improv is trash. You should distance yourself from it.
I don't think he does improv. He doesn't do improv.
Well, I mean,
He used to. It's a
Used to.
memories of a time long ago.
well, sure. Don't
And
get me
I
wrong.
also think it's the funniest thing to be like, fuck Rich Gary, because Rich is the nicest
Dude,
guy
there's
ever.
no, I got no
He's
problem
so
with him.
fucking nice.
Yeah, he's the best.
Well, watch it with that. He's not the best.
Are you trying to say that you're the best?
No. I'm just saying that Rich is not that word.
So who's the
that
best?
word. I'm not saying anybody is the best. I'm just saying that Rich ain't.
Well, I mean, sure, I guess. Whatever.
I'm just saying that Rich,
Okay.
you know, like I don't think he deserves that moniker.
The best. I used it in a throwaway manner. You're really harping on it.
I just don't think that Rich is a good guy. All right. But I don't think that he deserves.
You're just trying to get him to clip this.
I don't
Cut
think.
it out.
Oh, no. Rich doesn't deserve a clip. All right.
No, not
he
to
ain't going to
just-
be.
No, he's going to clip it from.
Oh,
the
you mean like
episode
this
that
isn't going to exist?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
good. Then we can say whatever the fuck we want about Rich Gary. Dude, that cunt. That piece of garbage. That piece of 4-star Michelin garbage.
Well, I mean, now
That
we're here.
didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and get rid of that last bit. Anyhow.
Yeah.
No, but it does.
None of that exists.
None of that exists. And
How far are we in this podcast?
I couldn't tell you.
Are we 2 hours in?
No,
What do you mean no?
because we started testing it.
This is 2 hours.
Yeah, fuck it, let's kill it.
All right.
Dates?
Oh yeah. What are you doing?
I have April 1st. Tucson Improv Movement.
Yeah, you fools.
Yeah,
I love how we're
April
like,
Fool's
fuck
Day.
improv, but also I'm doing this show at this improv
Also,
place.
Justin, I love you. I'm gonna do your room again for free.
Doing his room?
Justin's the guy who owns the.
Or that's Justin Pinzone. I'm like, you're going to do his living room again?
No. I'm talking to the guy who owns
Do
the.
Always High?
Dude, I did honestly. I fucking if you're here at this point in this podcast, go check out fucking the Always High podcast. Justin's great. Justin Pinzone, great Tucson comedian.
Does he have like set questions that he asks?
No, it's very casual. It's very conversational. It's great. You've not done it?
I have done it.
Well, so why are you asking?
I don't know, because I thought maybe it, like, progressed or like got
Wait, when did you do it?
a while ago in the early stages
Oh, okay.
where he was like too high
Oh, okay. Well,
and I wasn't. I think I had like
actually.
a hit.
So this is another thing that like if we're throwing stones, which we have been
let's
all show.
just keep fucking
This is gonna be
chucking
a fucking
stones at everybody.
4-hour show, and who gives a shit? It's gonna cut out, the video's gonna cut out halfway through.
Yeah,
But-
we don't mean this about anybody that we're talking shit about. Except for that headliner. Fuck that guy.
dude. I don't know who that is, but go fuck yourself. But at the same time, literally, Justin, I fucking love you. We've come up together. We do the same shows. You're the fucking best. Also, when I did your podcast, I didn't think about it at all. But usually when I do podcasts, I bring beers and shit. But you're more of a weed guy. And you were like, do you want weed? And I was like, well, no, I'm not going to be able to talk to you in any sort of intelligible manner if I'm high. Like, it's just not going to happen. Drinking is fine. I've learned. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't, like, you're like, oh, do you want to hit this pen? I'm like, no, Justin, I can't do that.
No. But this is the thing about Justin. Even though he knows that nobody smokes to the level that, like, him and Clint smoke, he still offers. He's still very nice. He's still very, like, would you like some? Because maybe you changed your mind
today. He's the most cordial
today.
person.
Yeah.
Actually, same with Levi.
Yeah.
Levi's always like,
Yeah.
do you want? I'm like, no,
That's true. Except
gonna ruin
Levi,
my
I think
night.
he does it out of just forgetting, like, who everybody is, and it's like a reflex. He's like, oh, sorry. He's like, oh, sorry.
Oh, right, shit.
All right, shit. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, but
No, Levi is so fucking cool. Levi Hernandez.
yeah. Levi Hernandez, I don't know any of his socials off the top of my head, but check him out.
It's Hernandez Levi. Fuck.
Well, he's dropping cheese. The point is,
Cashews.
you dropping cashews? Shit. The point is,
Oh, back hurts.
your back hurts.
Yeah, I've been sleeping weird.
How so?
Let's get past it.
Well, let's get past it. The point is, both of them are fucking great. Mm-hmm. Justin Pizzone, Levi Hernandez, check them out. Tucson Comedians. Where were we going before that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Wherever fucking Rich Gary takes us, dude.
Yeah, yeah. You shit on Rich, and we're gonna have to have like fucking a solid portion of this cut out.
Yeah, probably. No, we'd have to pay him too much. Like, hey, can you chop up this episode to make it good?
Can you?
No, I feel like it
help us
ran
out?
its course like 40 minutes ago. And
when I went to pee, and then we kept going.
I think like before that. Before that, we should have cut it.
Yeah,
it would have been
probably.
great. And now we're like still
fuck
doing it.
Let's-
Because for like after you came back, I think a little bit before you came back and after you came back, nobody laughed at all. Nobody was laughing. It was
We
just
have
like
just
kind of
been
a
having
conversation.
a normal conversation.
Where like we'd start with a point and then we like kind of trail off and then keep trailing off into the point and then we can never figure out where the original point was.
The name of this podcast has to be or whatever.
Or
Like,
whatever.
We've said it
This
so many
episode,
times.
yeah.
Or sorry, this episode, no, this
Yes.
podcast, obviously. This is the Man-Standard podcast.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, even that, I'm like, I feel like we're perfect. Well, we should, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it on there. Let's just fucking kill it.
All right, that's where it ends.
There it is.
No, right before I clap. That's where it's done. I don't know. It just ends abruptly.
God damn.
Oh shit, mine stopped.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh no.